my dear. Welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we are doing SPM 2024. Let's go. We are doing paper 1 today, yeah? So guys, for question 1, they say, diagram 1 shows a straight line graph obtained when y equals to 4x squared minus 5 is reduced to linear form. The moment I read like that, you guys should all know. This question under Form 4, Chapter 6, that chapter called Linear Law. Only that chapter will talk about what linear form, non-linear form. So linear form is always straight line, y equals to mx plus c. So non-linear form is non-straight line. So now they say diagram 1 shows a straight line graph. So as you guys all can see, this is a straight line graph. So if this is a straight line graph, this is definitely a linear graph. Okay, I shouldn't using red, sorry. So my dear, this is definitely a linear graph. So linear graph is always y equals to mx plus c. The y, the big Y is always this one. The big X is always this one. As you guys can see, they're already writing big Y, big X. So I don't know what is the real one though. So now they say express. Express what? Express the big X, big Y in terms of small x, small y. Usually you guys doing those kind of questions, they will normally tell you the big Y, big X value. But now they don't tell you. So now they don't tell you, but what do they tell you? They do tell you an equation, this one. So this equation is actually what? So read the questions. They ask you to change this become linear form. So quite obvious, the one they provide is a non-linear. Correct, my dear? So they want you to convert it to linear form and guessing the big X, big Y. How do you guys do that? Let me give you guys some basic first. So my dear, straight line equation is always y equals to mx plus c, okay? So normally you guys will have some non-linear equation. You will try your best to convert it to some linear equation. So the top one is non-linear, the bottom one is linear equation. So normally how do you guys convert? The normal questions, right? They will normally give you the big Y, big X. So usually you guys got the big Y, big X, and your aim is always finding the M, finding the C. But I don't think this time is the same. Because this time, do you guys realize based on the Y equals to mx plus C, this time round, they're asking you to find the big X and the big Y. So this time, you want to find these two. So if you want to find these two, don't you feel like they should give me something as a return? So what should they give me? Isn't it they should give me the M and C instead, correct? So let's look at the question. Do the question give you M? No. Do they give you C? Yes. Isn't it the C, guys? They try to tell you the C is 4. So I look at the graph, I realize, the C is 4. So if the C is 4, guys, that means this spot, I should write a 4 here. So the only thing I know is the C to be 4. So guys, all of you guys look at this. So can you guys see a 4 there? Yes. But the 4 doesn't look like this. Because the 4, if they want to be a C, the 4 need to be alone. So I don't think the x squared need to be there. So how do you guys make the x squared disappear? Isn't it every single thing divided by x squared? So this one divided by x squared, y over x squared. This one divided by x squared, 4. This one divided by x squared, 5 over x squared. I don't know how you feel. I feel good because I already can see the answer. So guys, the 4, isn't it, is the C. The C, isn't it supposed to write at the back? So let's rearrange it. Once I rearrange it, I almost can see y equals to mx plus c already, as long as I write them nicely a bit. So y equals to mx plus c. Please understand the m and the x must separate. So which one is the m? M normally is the value. So value is actually what? The negative 5. So if I pull out the negative 5, assuming it as the gradient, so isn't it the leftover will be over x squared? But nothing to write on top, we will write a 1. So guys, isn't it does look like this one? Let me double check for you guys. The C, isn't it, is 4. So if the M is the negative 5, isn't it that means my big Y is supposed to be the one in front there, which is y over x squared. Then isn't it this one should be my big X, which means my big X will be 1 over x squared. Done. So guys, just like that. So this one should be getting 1 marks. This one should be getting another 1 marks, 2 marks. Very easy 2 marks for question 1. Okay, now, my dear. So let's move forward. Question 2. Oh, sorry. I scared I too fast, my dear. For any new students, I will count down a bit, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, so that you can slow, you can pause me if you, okay lah, no need lah. I don't think you need to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 lah. This is a YouTube video. You guys can replay one, okay? You guys can control my speed one. So whenever I way too fast, you just pause me and then you guys just digest yourself, okay? Let's go. Question 2, guys. They say, A, diagram 2 shows the relation of two sets. The moment I see this 2 circle thing, we call it arrow diagram. So isn't it, guys, arrow diagram is actually under Form 4 Chapter 1. So this is Form 4 Chapter 1. So can you guys see the arrow going from left to right? So arrow from left go to right. That means the starting side, we always call it object. The ending side, we always call it image. Okay, my dear? So A, they say diagram show these 2 sets. And then now state the range of the relation. I hope you guys know, you guys should remember got domain, codomain, object, image. And range is always same as your image. So guys, which one is my image? Image, it must be someone come with an object. So this one is image. This one is image. This one is image. 20 is not image because 20 don't have object. So 20 is not image. 25 is the image. So the image is -5, 10, 15, and 25. But remember one thing, image just write like that. But for range, you must always put this particular bracket. Done. So this thing worth 1 marks. Can move on. B, the function gx equals to 3 minus x. They are giving me that equation. It's expressed in the form of ordered pairs. What is ordered pairs? Actually, ordered pairs, right? Same as the arrow diagram. Just that instead of drawing you two circle like that, they actually put it in pairs. So my dear, whenever they put it in pairs, I hope you guys understand. If I try to draw it out, if you really don't understand, I can draw it out. So the first pair is -2, 5. That means -2, they will link to 5. Next pair is 4p minus 10. So 4, they will link to p minus 10. Next pair is p -6. P comma -6, that means p linked to -6. Now, my dear, if I draw an arrow diagram, this is how it looks like. But of course, it's not necessary to draw an arrow diagram out. You just need to understand for ordered pair, the front always represent the x. The back always represent the y. And the y is actually what? The y is actually the image. So I repeat again. That means the front is always the object. The back is always image. So this is object, this is image. So this is object, this is image, okay? So now the question asked me to find P. How do I suddenly find the P out? So impossible for me to looking at that suddenly know the answer, right? So what I need to do is, they say this order pair all come from this equation. Of course, I can sub inside the equation. So how do I sub? Okay, my dear, I expect you guys have this basic. What basic you guys need to have? You guys need to know. Object, we always call it as X. Image, we always call it as fx. And this question, they didn't call it fx. They called it gx. So now the image, we should call it gx, okay? So my dear, now the question want to find p. Can you guys see the p actually here got p? Here also got p. So you can use whichever you guys like, okay, my dear? So I use the first one, 4, comma, p minus 10. So 4 is the object. P minus 10 is the image. So when you combine and write them together, this is how you write. G4 equals to p minus 10. Why you can write like this, guys? Because this spot is actually called gx. Therefore, this inside the bracket part is always your x. And x always represent what? Object. Therefore, you always write object inside. Okay? And then, my dear, image is called what? Image called gx, ma. That's why, isn't it your gx is your image? Isn't it your image is p minus 10? So therefore, your gx is p minus 10. So this is always how you write. So my dear, I really hope you guys have this basic, okay? So next time, if you guys see a circle like that, they say this one 1, this one 2, this one called H. How you guys write? You guys can write H1 equals 2. That is exactly how you guys always write, okay? Object right inside the bracket, image right outside. Okay? If you guys able to write this, I think now we can start lah. So this thing called gx, isn't it, guys? Gx equation, isn't it up here? So based on this gx equation, isn't it gx supposedly called 3 minus x? But can I just write 3 minus x? No. If you are gx, you write 3 minus x. If you are g4, then you shouldn't write 3 minus x. The x now become 4. So rub off the x, isn't it? The x should convert it become 4 because now inside the bracket, your x, you write forward. So I should write 4 as well. 3 minus 4, -1 equals to p minus 10. So minus 10, move it over plus 10. I guess getting the p answer, which is 9. Ta-da! That. These are 1 marks. When you sub inside correctly, 1 marks. 2 marks, 1 marks, and this whole question 2 worth 3 marks. Ta-da! That. Can I? Move on now, guys. Next one, 3. So the moment I look at this arrow thing, I straight away know this question under Form 4, Chapter 8, isn't it called vector? So this diagram 3, they say show you A. So you guys can all see this is A lah, okay? Then on and CD, so they also show you CD on a square grid. So all this grid is actually square shape, okay, my dear? Next one, let's see the requirement. So the first one, they say express CD in terms of A. So guys, they want me to find CD in terms of A. So I show the working here because I scared you guys couldn't really see the bottom one. So they will find CD in terms of A. So how do I do it, my dear? So isn't it this is 1A? So I just need to count. CD actually contains how many A? You can do the working, but actually I think by looking at it also can see, right, my dear? So you see yellow color, there's 1A. So can you see 1A actually inside a 2 times 2 boxes, correct, my dear? So you can base on 2 times 2 boxes. So 2 times 2, isn't it here? Oh, 1A. Here. Wait. Can see it or not? Here. Another 1A. Can you see, guys? That one is 1A. Then here, I think it's half of the A. So guys, can you guys see? This one is 1A, yellow color. This one is another 1A. But this top one here, let's put a red color for you. You guys realize this red color one is actually, this one is 1. You're talking about half of it. Isn't this one is half A? Correct, my dear? So that means in total is what? 2.5A. So you just need to write 5 over 2A. For those who want to write 2.5 also can, doesn't matter. Just like that. That. So this one, that. Let's look at the next one. Next one, they say what? Draw negative 4A in the diagram. So guys, they want me to draw negative 4A. So what is A? A is like that. So I hope you guys know A is going up. Negative A will be coming down. So you need to draw negative A, 4 of them. So guys, let's try to draw 4 of them. Draw any way you like lah. So guys, this is 1. This is the second one. This is the third one. This is the fourth one. Isn't it exactly? There's 4 of them. And then remember to put an arrow so that teacher understand what is negative. So negative 4A, isn't it coming down? Just like that. That. So this answer worth 1 marks. This thing also worth 1 marks. Easy 2 marks. Makes sense, right? Quite easy, right? So this one is just A. Let's move on. B. So that one 2 marks, another 2 marks come from B. B, they say solution by skill drawing and or vector is not accepted. Okay, that means it's not accurate one. Diagram 4 shows the straight line AB. Yep, I can see that. Given that C lies on AB, so guys, a point C actually lies on AB, such that AC-CB ratio is 2:1. So I think C agak-agak is here. Because they say A to C ratio is 2. Okay, A to C is 2. C to B is 1. Okay, this one is 1. So the top part bigger, the bottom part smaller. So now they say find a coordinate C. How to find coordinate C? Coordinate, isn't it called XY? So my dear, what method I will use? I will use Form 4. Chapter 7, that chapter 1, coordinate geometry. So under this particular part, I want to find the coordinate C. How do I find coordinate C? Is coordinate C midpoint? No, because they're not right at the middle, but they do have some ratio. So if they have some ratio, isn't it you guys should use a ratio formula to find the coordinate? So ratio formula, isn't it, is this one. Hopefully you guys all remember. This one SPM provided, so not memorizing it should be fine. So then this is the formula. So guys, just sub inside. How to sub inside? Don't sub wrongly. Please remember, this particular XY, the one I just circle, is always for the middle person. Who is the middle person? C. So it's for C. It's not because I'm finding C. It's because C in the middle. So now, I want to write C here. So which one is M? Which one is M? M is always the ratio 2 and 1. So remember, the 2 must times B. The 1 must times A. Because to use this particular formula, you guys must cross multiply. Remember, must cross. So 2, I will times the negative 1. 1, I will times the 5. Divide by total ratio 2 plus 1. Same for the next one. 2, I times negative 1. 1, I times 8. Divide by total ratio 2 plus 1. Even though you know 2 plus 1 is 3, you cannot write 3. You must write 2 plus 1. Okay? So negative 2 plus 5 divided by 3, I'm getting 1. Negative 2 plus 8 divided by 3, I'm getting 2. The answer, 1, 2. This answer 1 marks, this working 1 marks. 4 marks for the whole question. Just like that. Dun, 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 done. Understand? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next one. Let's move on. 3. They still got C. Oh my dear. That is not 4 marks. Still got A, B, C. I didn't realize that. So C, they say what? Solution by skill drawing is not accepted. Okay, so that means it's not real lah. Okay, that means it's not accurate lah. No need to draw or whatever stuff lah. So first one, they say it's given that P 4, 5 and Q 2, 1 lie on the Cartesian plane. So it's in the Cartesian plane, but no need to really draw it out. They say find the equation of straight line, which is perpendicular to the straight line PQ and passing through P. I don't know about you. I read like that. I feel like they are again Form 4 chapter 7. It's still under coordinate geometry. If you don't understand, maybe you should draw it out, okay? So not really necessary need to draw PQ correctly, but agak-agak can do lah. So let's say the Q is here 2, 1. The P is here 4, 5, okay? They want me to find an equation of a straight line. Where is the straight line? They say this straight line need to be perpendicular. Hopefully you guys remember perpendicular actually means what? Actually means 90 degree, okay? 90 degree to what? To the straight line PQ. So which one is PQ, guys? PQ is this one. So you need to be 90 degree to this line. So isn't it 90 degree should be something like that, correct? But is it there? No, because they say 90 degree to PQ and mass passes through P. So isn't it passes through P? It need to be like this. So my dear, now they are finding the equation of straight line. And isn't it the straight line is this pink color one? Because this pink color one fulfill whatever you say. You say need to be 90 degree to PQ. Can you guys see? Seriously, I'm 90 degree to the blue color one. and most important, passing through P. So I pass through P. So how do we do this? So the pink color one is actually what? Straight line. Straight line equation, I always tell my students, we call it y equals to mx plus c. Whenever you guys want to find y equals to mx plus c, remember, you guys must have two things. First thing, you guys must have a gradient. Second thing, you guys must have a coordinate. So gradient, very easy one, as long as you're able to find out your own gradient. So my dear, the pink color line, do I have 2 points? No. So I don't think I can use y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, this formula. Or maybe I can use negative y intercept over x intercept. But do I have any y intercept, x intercept? No. So if you don't have these two choices, remember, cannot depend on yourself, depend on others. What others you guys have? So do you guys realize this pink color one? Do they have any parallel friend? No. If they don't have any parallel friend, you guys realize they have some perpendicular enemy. So perpendicular enemy, isn't it, is the blue color one. So you can use the blue color one to find the pink color one. Because whenever they are 90 degrees, you should remember the formula of m1, m2 equals to -1. Isn't it? That is the formula you guys can use. So now I will find the gradient for PQ instead. How do I find that? So remember, gradient formula is always y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Let's use this formula to find the gradient out. So I'm finding PQ, yeah? So isn't it 5 minus 1 over 4 minus 2? On top, I get 4, bottom, I get 2. Okay, I got it. My gradient for the blue color line is actually 2. But guys, I'm not finding the blue color line. I'm finding the pink color line. So how do I find the pink color line? So please don't forget that you guys going to use m1, m2 equals to -1, this formula. So this formula, when you use it, it means one of the gradient times another gradient will equivalent to -1. I scared you guys don't know is which one. I put color for you guys. Isn't it the blue color one times the pink color one? Gradient times each other will be -1 because one blue, one pink, correct? So the blue color gradient is what? 2. The pink color gradient, you don't know. So now you guys can find it out. So like that, do you guys find out, oh, the gradient is actually -1 over 2. That. So finally, I got my gradient for my pink line. So my dear, this one is for pink line, okay? So I got my gradient for the pink line. Next, I need a coordinate. So can you using Q? No, because you can only use coordinate that you pass through. So your pink color line passes through what? 4, 5. So you can only using 4, 5. So now, my dear, I got the gradient, I have the coordinate. Now I will find what? I will try to find the C. So y equivalent to mx plus c. So your y is 5. Your m is -1 over 2. Your x is 4. And then plus c. So if I open bracket, -2 plus c. And do you guys see get 7? So now write your answer nicely. Y equivalent to m x plus c. Dun, 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 dun. Done. This answer definitely 1 marks, and always everyone remember, this m1, m2 equals -1, no? The working always worth 1 marks, this part. What times m equals to -1? That one always worth 1 marks. Please don't forget that part, okay? And guys, doing the gradient, to find the gradient for PQ, also 1 marks. And like that, 3 marks, 2 marks, 2 marks. This question worth 7 marks in full. Done. Understand, right? Move on lah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next one. Question 4. They say diagram 5 now shows a circle with the center O. Yep, I can see that. And the arc AB. Wait, there's a circle with center O. You guys all can see a full circle. Arc is the slant, is the circumference, but partial of the circumference. So now they say the arc AB, which is subtends an angle for theta. So the arc is for the theta, that small part lah, okay, at origin. It's given that the radius of the circle is r. So the radius here is r. And the length of the minor arc is s. So guys, arc is here. So isn't it the arc, they call it s. Okay. I think I read until here, I feel like this is Form 5, Chapter 1. That chapter called what? Circular measure. So guys, the first one they say, based on the diagram, derive. Okay. So my dear, derive means, see, derive s equals to r theta. Isn't it s equals to the r theta is one of the formula. So whenever they ask you to find a formula out, prove a formula out, that is always derived question. That means they are asking you the history of this particular formula, like how this formula actually being created. So this formula actually very easy one. You know why? Because you guys are all quite good at circle. So now you're talking about what? S. S, isn't it, guys, is talking about this side length here. Correct? How do you guys find the side length for that? Actually, let me ask you guys first. That one is the side length for partial. But actually, the side length for whole thing. Do you guys still remember what do you guys call it? You guys call it okay, I write in orange. The whole thing, you guys always call it circumference. Anyone still remember circumference formula is what? 2 pi r. I hope you guys all can answer me correctly, okay? Circumference is 2 pi r. So do you guys still remember, I think in Form 3 or Form 2 that time, you guys also learned arc formula. So now they want me to derive S. So isn't it S exactly stand for R? So my dear, for full circle, you are 2 pi r. And 2 pi r is actually for what? The whole circle. And whole circle is always 360 degree. And now you just want to find partial of it. And this partial, isn't it, the angle is degree. So therefore, actually you want to find the length of arc, isn't it, is what is your angle over the total angle times 2 pi r. Isn't it just like that? You guys will be able to get the answer. And guys, do you guys still remember that 2 pi is always equivalent to 360 degree? I hope you guys have this basic. Read how to become degree based on memorization. You guys should know 2 pi is always 360. 1 pi is always 180. So the moment they say 360 degree, the moment I know the bottom is 360 degree, I can convert it become 2 pi. And if I convert it become 2 pi, the 2 pi and the 2 pi cut, isn't it I exactly get S equals to R theta? Done. Isn't it derived? So this answer 1 marks, this working itself 1 marks. Easy, 2 marks. Done. So far so good, okay? So my dear, next I move on lah, okay? Can I understand all? Okay, next move on. Next one, question 5. Oh, I look at this, I straight away know this is under Form 4 chapter 4, my dear, isn't it under indices, surd, and logarithm? So the question says, it's given that log NP equals to X. Okay, I can see that. Log NP equals to Q. Okay, log NP equals to Y. I also can see that. Then the question says, using the law of logarithm, that means using logarithm formula lah, express the following. This one, in terms of X and Y. How do I do it? So my dear, first thing first, this is whatever the questions provide. So remember, my dear, for logarithm questions, when I teach my students, I always tell them start from same base. So when I look at this, my dear, this one base M, this one base N, now you base MN, everyone different, my dear. So actually, what is the relation between all of the questions and the information from my point of view? I feel like everyone got P. Do you guys realize everyone got P? So if I'm you, I will change now become base P. How do I change this become base P? Okay, some students, they will tell me, okay, everyone listen now. Based on whatever you guys learn, right, you guys all will tell me, because is this formula provided? Wait, let me check. Let me check whether the logarithm change base formula, is it provided? Yep, it's provided. So under your formula paper in SPM, they will actually tell you changing base can be like that. Change to base C. And then B, the big one you write on top, the small one you write at the bottom. Okay, this is how you guys change base. Okay, my dear. But guys, can I teach you guys an easier one for you guys to do for these particular questions? So look, whenever you're log AB, let's say now you're not changing it to base C. Let's say you're changing it to base B. So if you're changing it to base B, guys, isn't it the big one you guys will write on top? The small one you guys will write at the bottom. If you guys changing it like that, log BB, isn't it 1? Isn't it 1 over log BA will equals to log AB? From this thing, what do you learn? You learn that whenever this A and B, you want to change the sequence, like AB, terbalik become BA, you can terbalik. As long as you put a 1 over, you can terbalik. So if I'm using that concept, I do these questions, isn't it I can straight away write 1 over. And then the log P and the M over N, they just terbalik. Wow, isn't it very, very easy now? So guys, other than it now become base P already. And once they become base P, I don't want a divide. So a divide, what can I do? Based on whatever you guys learn under formula paper, you guys should know, actually, you guys do learn a formula, log A M divided by N. So whenever they are divide, you guys can actually separate it, log A twice. One is M, one is N. Whenever it's times, separate is actually a plus. But whenever it's divide, separate is always a minus. So for this one, guys, I exactly can use the formula. Isn't it log P, log P? Isn't it M is here, N is here? Divide, isn't it separate? Exactly, is a minus, correct? So almost there already. Can you guys see this one? It almost look like this. This one almost look like this. Almost lah, not yet. Because based on the information on top, you are log MP and now you're log PM. So MP, PM, what is the difference? Terbalik again. So guys, I can terbalik one more time. So if I terbalik, I just need to write what? 1 over, exactly the formula I just taught you, right? So isn't it M and P terbalik, log MP, minus, this one also same, become 1 over. So log PN terbalik, log MP. Can lah, guys? I think now I can sub lah. So you guys can see log MP, isn't it this one? Which means I will just sub X. Log NP sub this one. Isn't it? I will just sub Y. I write the working here, yeah? 1 over X minus 1 over Y. Isn't it somehow until here? So how do I continue from here? The rest is all mathematics. Remember, for fraction, you just need to combine them together first. So this one is 1 over. So guys, this one is X, Y. I will actually times X for the top and the bottom because need to be fair. So the y I times x, and then the x I will times y. Because in this case, everyone denominator will be xy now. So 1 times y, 1y. 1 times x, 1x. Okay, isn't it until here? So until here, how do I continue? So normally I tell my students, whenever they got a lot of layer, you're going to shorten it. You always change it to primary school divide. Can you guys see, my dear? This also a divide. This also a divide. Why I cannot change it to primary school divide? So primary school divide just need to become times. Then you just need to switch them upside down. So you need the answer xy over y minus x. Dun, 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 3 marks, my dear. Changing it, no. Separate it 1 marks, sub incorrectly 1 marks, and then getting this answer another 1 marks. Just like that, guys. 3 marks. Sub inside shouldn't get 1 marks, my dear. This one. Become 1 over log MP get 1 marks. 3 marks. Can? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Next one. Question 6. Solve. I look at it straight away. No. Under Form 4, Chapter 3. All of your favorite chapter, because this is one of the easiest chapter. So they say solve the following simultaneous equation by using the method of substitution or elimination. That means you can use any method lah, okay? So I look at the questions, my dear. Wait, never mind. I write first, okay? So first one, 2x plus 3y minus 2z equivalent to negative 6. I think this is the first information. Negative 3x plus y plus 4z equivalent to negative 7. So these are negative 4x minus 5y minus 6z equivalent to 4. When you write z, you better put a dash. If not, I see my students, they always thought it's 2, my dear. So better write nicely, okay? So like that, my dear, you can use any method. Since all of their x are, y are, z are all different, I won't really using elimination. And then I see my students, right? Their elimination also quite big one, my dear. So I would rather using substitution. So if I using substitution out of all this, I will see who is the single unknown. And I think you can see the only single unknown is this one, a y. I think definitely you guys will choose that one also. I don't know you. I will choose that one lah. So my dear, y equivalent to what? So negative 3, move it over to the right side, become positive 3. Positive 4z, move it over, become minus 4z. And then negative 7 still there. Okay, this is a wonderful equation 1. Equation 2 and equation 3, just as long as they have no fraction, then we can call it 2 and 3. So now all we need to do is sub. So guys, we will sub 1 into 2. Now show you guys, I will sub this y inside this y column. So if I sub inside 2x plus 3, the y, isn't it, I can sub become 3x minus 4z minus 7 minus 2z equivalent to negative 6. Okay, now let's open the bracket. 3 times 3x, isn't it 9x? 3 times 4, isn't it 12z? 3 times 7, isn't it 21? Minus 2z equivalent to negative 6, okay? Now just combine whatever you guys can combine. So once you guys sub inside, can you guys see the whole question? No more y, only left x and z. So initially got 3 unknowns, very hard to get the answer one. So you must always sub to make it lesser unknown. Continue sub, then you will get the final answer. That is always why we're using substitution. So x plus 2x plus 9x, isn't it 11x? Next one, negative 12z minus 2z, isn't it negative 14z? Then negative 21, I move it over, become positive 21. So negative 6 if I plus 21, isn't it I getting 15? Okay, this is at least what I get after I sub 1 into 2. But of course, sub 1 into 2 is not enough because you have 3 unknown. Initially, you got 3 equations. Then now you got 2 unknown, you should have 2 equations that contain these 2 unknown. So after you guys sub 1 into 2, you guys will also sub 1 into 3. So let me show you guys the working here. So I will sub 1 into 3. So negative 4x is still negative 4x. Plus minus 5 is still minus 5. Just the y become 3x minus 4z minus 7. And then minus 6z equivalent to 4. So negative 4x, negative positive negative 15x, negative negative positive 20z, negative negative positive 5, 7, 35, minus 6z equivalent to 4. Okay, I think this is what I have. So what's inside is no more y, only left x and z. So getting the answer is not a dream. Negative 4 minus 5 is negative 19x. 20 minus 6 isn't it, you guys should get 14z. And then plus 35, move it over minus 35. 4 minus 35 isn't it getting negative 31. So from just now got x, y, z, now only got x and z. So now x and z, how to continue do? Continue sub. How do you guys continue sub? Okay, guys, I look at the x and z and x and z. I don't see any single unknown. Then I will choose whatever is easiest. And I think the easiest is 14z. Not just z, but 14z. So why I can do 14z? Because I realize my right side is 14z. My left side is also 14z. So my dear, if I make it 14z, I show you. This one I call it equation 4. This one I call it equation 5. Isn't it now I can sub 4 into 5. So not necessary must be Z. 14Z also can sub as long as they are the same. So now guys, let me sub 4 into 5. So when I sub inside 11x, still 11x minus, please remember, it's still a minus. Then inside will be negative 31 plus 19x. Then of course, when you sub negative inside, you must put a bracket. Don't make mistake. Equivalent to 50. Understand? So 11x, negative, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, equivalent to 50. Okay, so 11x minus negative 19x isn't 11x minus 19x, isn't it negative 8x? So 15 minus 31, I guess getting negative 16. So times, move it over, divide. Got it. My x value is 2. Wow, quite a nice one. After get that, don't stop. While people ask you to solve, that means finding every single unknowns out. You're only getting x. Then next, you guys can find y or z. I think I will find z, because equation 4 is such a good one for me to sub back. So 14z equivalent to negative 31 plus 19, and my x is 2, so I sub 2 inside. So negative 31 plus 38, I guess getting 7. So next, how to get my z answer? Times 4 times 14, move it over, divide by 14. 7 divided by 14, isn't it the answer? Is 1 over 2. Done. Then after getting x, after getting z, want to find y. I think equation 1 is a good one, because equation 1 just having a single y. So my x is what? 2. My z is what? 1 over 2. And then minus 7. So press calculator, get the answer. So 3 bracket 2 minus 2 minus 7. So I press the whole thing, I getting the answer, negative 3. That. How many marks? 5 marks. So guys, when you guys able to sub in correctly, they will give you 1 marks. When you're able to continue sub in correctly, they will give you 1 marks. This answer 1, this answer 1, this answer 1. Altogether, this question worth 5 marks. Done. Quite easy so far until this part. I feel like this paper, okay, not bad. I mean, like, if your basic is good, this is nothing, okay? Let's move on. Question 7, they say A. It's given that the first 3 terms of a sequence is 4, 8, 16. Guys, you guys straight away know this is under Form 4, Chapter 5, isn't it called Progression, APGP? So 4, 8, 16. 4 become 8 plus 4. Can 8 plus 4 become 16? No, I think this is not an AP. So this question should be a GP, my dear. So 4 become 8, 8 becomes 16. Isn't it? That means the common ratio will be 8 divided by 4. I think the common ratio will be 2. That is what you should understand with. So now the A1, they say what? State the type of sequence. Oh, sorry, I already answered you guys, my dear. Isn't it? This is a geometric progression. Give a reason for your answer. So how do you guys give a reason for their answer? But of course, you can show some working lah, okay? So my dear, remember, whenever they are GP, or okay, if they are AP, they are plus minus relation. If they are GP, they are times divide relation. So times divide, the relation always called what? Common ratio. So common ratio, how do you guys find? Isn't it always using second term divided by first term? Okay, common ratio get 2. But is that the only way to find common ratio? No. Common ratio also can using 13, the third term, divide by the second term. So the third term divided by second term, isn't it a common ratio? Still 2. So therefore, they say what form is this? So you guys can tell them. This is a geometric progression. Then they say state a reason more. So you're going to say because it has the same common ratio, my dear. I even show them the working, so impossible they will deduct my marks. My dear, done. Can So this one done. Let's move on. A2. A2, they say what? Hence, find the nth term of the sequence. Nth term called T. Fifth term called T5. Seventh term called T7. Nth term called Tn. So I'm doing what? GP. Please use GP-Tn formula. So what's my A now? My A is 4. What's my R? My R is 2. Power n minus 1. A lot of my students exactly stop here. You cannot stop here, my dear. Your answer must always write in the simplest form. How do I make it simplest form? Don't tell me, teacher, 4, 2, 8. Hello, how do you open the bracket? There's a power, my dear. Cannot open the bracket. Cannot open the bracket. How to do? So remember your indices. Indices question always start from what? Same base. So 2 cannot do anything already. But I think 4 can. 4 can become what? 2 square. And I hope you guys understand. Bracket means what? Bracket means a times. So they are actually a times relation. So times relation, actually, can I combine them together? Can. Do you guys still remember this formula? A power m times A power n will equals to A power m plus n, my dear. So this formula, this basic formula, I hope you guys remember for indices. So whenever they are times, actually the power will be plus. So 2 minus 1 is 1 plus n. Okay, guys, this is my Tn answer. Done. So this one 1 marks, this working 1 marks, and then this answer 1 marks. 3 marks from here. So A, I hope you guys understand. Let's move on. B. B, they say in an arithmetic progression, no need to ask you guys lah. They already say it's arithmetic progression. They say the second term called T2. T2 is what? 5p minus 10. That's what they tell me. Next one, and the 10th term is T10. They say T10 is what? So T10, 10th term, T10 is equal 7 times the first term, isn't it 7 times the A? Okay, this is every single thing they give you so far. So now let's do B here. 3 marks. So how do I do it? They want me to do what? Express A in terms of P. So how do I find A in terms of P? That means your answer will be A equals to blah, 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 P. So how do you guys do it? So my dear, this is the first thing you guys have. Okay. This is the second thing you guys have. So 100% is doing this and try to get the answer lah, okay? So how do I do it? So first one is what? T2. So isn't it T2 gonna using TN formula for AP? So TN formula for AP look like that. The red pen is the formula. So now I sub. A I don't know. N I know. N I know is what? 2. So isn't it 2 minus 1D? 2 minus 1D is what? Is 2D. Okay, this is exactly what I know from the first part. Okay, so next one, T10, also using TN formula for AP. So TN formula for AP look like that, equivalent to 7A. So A is still A. The N is what? 10. Isn't it 10 minus 1? Okay, so isn't it A plus 9D equals to 7A? Okay, from here, I think I'm able to combine the A together. Plus A, move it over minus A. 7A minus 1A, isn't it 6A? So how do I continue from here? Some student will find A, some student will find D. Actually, you should find D. You know why? Because the question asks you to express A in terms of D. That means you're going to find A, blah, 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 P. A in terms of P. So they're going to find A, blah, 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 P. So that means your answer only want A and P surviving there. So can you guys see A is here? Can you see A is here? Can you see P is here? So all the A and P, please survive. Then who need to disappear? Donkey. So how do you guys make the D disappear? So whenever you want D disappear, you're going to find something to suck in for the D. So therefore, from here, I'll try to find out D can equivalent to what? So times 9, move it over divided by 9. 6 divided by 9 is it 2 over 3A. So once I know, oh, the D can be 2 over 3A, then I will sub 2 over 3A inside the D here. Okay, so I will sub inside. Because once I sub inside, isn't it now getting A is not a problem because the whole question only left A and P. Can you see that? So 1A plus 2 over 3A, I guess getting 5 over 3A, equivalent to 5P minus 10. So what is the A answer? Move the 5 over 3 over. I did. Okay, my dear, times 5 over 3, move it over divided by 5 over 3. I each and every one divided by 5 over 3. So 5 divided by 5 over 3, I'm getting 3P. Negative 10 divided by 5 over 3, I'm getting negative 6. Isn't it the answer? It will be 3P minus 6. Didn't that? This answer 1 marks, this working itself worth 1 marks, this working itself worth another 1 marks. There you go, the 3 marks. Let's move on. C. C, they say what? A polygon. So you know what is polygon or not? For those who don't know, polygon is always a 2D shape. It's a 2D shape, okay? So maybe you tell me, teacher, is circle a polygon? No, because it must be a 2D shape using straight line to form. So my dear, that means this 2D shape, all the corner must be line. It cannot be like that. Okay, no, you cannot curve. You're going to be line. So guys, can you guys think about it and tell me any shape that is polygon? The most easy one, is this is straight line a 2D shape? No, straight line is just like that. My dear, it's just a line, right? 2D, you need to have a shape coming out. So 2D shape, the most smallest 2D shape is this one. What do we call this, guys? Triangle. Talk about some basic first, my dear. So triangle, next one called? Don't tell me rectangle. Hello, my dear. We call it quadrilateral. Quadrilateral, that means they got 4 corners. See, 3 corners, three vertex, okay? 3 vertex, we call it triangle. 4 vertex, we call it quadrilateral. 5 leh? So ugly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 again, my dear. 5, we call it, guys, we call it what? Hexagon. 6 leh? Heptagon. 6, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 leh? Octagon. Next one, nonagon. Next one, decagon. Hopefully you guys all remember the concept of it, okay? Okay, next, read first. They say a polygon with n sides. So actually, I don't know, it's 3 side, 4 side, 5 side, or whatever side, but got n side on the corner there, okay, is drawn such that the size of its interior angle form an arithmetic progression. So guys, this is a AP questions, okay, arithmetic progression. And most important, I'm going to say one thing. They say what? Interior angle. So actually, what is the angle? I hope you guys have this basic. Triangle got 3 sides. What is the angle? 180 degree. Quadrilateral, 360 degree. The one you guys all know, right? Hexagon got how many angle? I don't know whether you guys know, but it's 540 degree. Do you know actually how they know how much angle they have? It's always, my dear, for those who don't know, actually the total angle for a shape, right? It always depends on how many corner of vertex you have minus 2 times 180 degree. You need to have this basic to know this question. So for those who don't trust me, let me show you guys. So this one got how many sides? Okay, wait, I use another color. Orange. 1, 2, 3. Isn't it 3? 3 minus 2 if I times 180 degree. 1 times 180 degree. Do I get 180? Correct. Next one. 1, 2, 3, 4. So isn't it 4 minus 2 if I times 180 degree? That means 2 times 180 degree. Isn't it 368? Correct. Also, then this one at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Isn't it 5 if I minus 2 if I times 180 degree? So that means 3 times 180 degree. Isn't it? 540 degree. Fact check. That means this is correct one. So always your angle at the corner for any shape, it depends on how many corner side you have, minus 2 times 180 degree, okay? So now they were based on the size and form an AP. So you understand that all the angle at the corner here is from small to big or big to small. So they are not all the same one, okay? They are not balanced one. So now they say it's given that the size of the largest interior angle is 5 times the smallest interior angle. So my dear, the largest one, I don't know which one is that, but there's a largest one and then there's the smallest one, okay? So guys, if the smallest one, they put it A, I think the first one is A. So the second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one, I don't know. But the largest, okay, see, A is the smallest. So if the smallest is T1, then the largest, isn't it called Tn? Or you can also call it last term. Don't know whether you guys ever know, but last term we can call it L. Last term we can also call it L, my dear. So now the question say, it's given that the size of the largest, okay, because if you say Tn, it might be some random middle term. But if you put L, it must necessarily be the last term. So now they say the largest interior angle, which means the last term, is equal 5 times the first term, A. Isn't it from this sentence I know? L is always 5 times 8. Make sense, right? Now the question say express A in term of N. How do I do it? So my dear, now these questions are nothing else they tell you, this is everything you know. So guys, now how do I find A in term of N? So quite obvious, I shouldn't have L, I shouldn't have, all the angle and stuff like that. So what can I do based on this? So I hope you guys know. Now every single thing about this progression is based on the angle. So the angle is the key. So how much angle I have, I don't know. So if I want to know how much total angle, how much is my total angle? Isn't it that means I want to find the sum of my angle? How do I find my sum of my angle? Isn't it exactly is the formula I just mentioned to you guys? Isn't it the formula I just mentioned? Do you guys make sense, right, my dear? Isn't it just based on how many corner you have? Minus 2 times 180 degree. Correct? So this is what I know based on what we remember. But other than that, I'm doing AP. AP, do I have another SN formula? Yes. Actually, guys, AP, you guys all will tell me, teacher, Sn equals to n over 2 bracket 2a plus n minus 1 times d. Yes. This is the one of the formula that the formula paper provided. So you guys always using this. But now I want to involve with my last term. Because if I write this, I don't know my A, I don't know my D, nothing I do, my dear. But now actually I have another information, which is L, which is my last term. So I can use another formula. What is another formula for Sn? This one not provided, you're going to memorize it, which is Sn equals to n over 2 bracket A plus L. My dear, for my own students, the formula paper inside got this, but it's not provided, okay? So guys, this particular formula, I think I can use it. So isn't it I can say this particular formula should equivalent to this particular formula? Because both of you also talking about how much total angle. So one is either using our AP formula to find the Sn. Another one is based on the logic mathematics formula to find the Sn. So now let's sub whatever I have. So N how much? I don't know. A how much? I don't know. But L I know. L I know is always 5 times my A. So this one isn't it N minus 2 times 180. Don't you feel like now make more sense? Because the question asking me to find what? A in terms of n. So now your equation should only left A and n. So do you guys realize all this inside only got alphabet A and alphabet n. And most important got left side, right side. So now, my dear, n over 2, this one is 6a. 6 divided by 2 is 3an, equivalent to n minus 2 times 180. So remember, this question want to find what? A. How do I find A? So the 3n, I'll move it over. So times, move it over, become divide. This one I put 180 like that. Divide by 3n. So my dear, I think 180 can divide by 3. 180 divided by 3, isn't it become 60? Isn't it this one? 60 divide by n. You want to expand also can, don't want to expand also can. I saw the answer at the back, they didn't expand. So guys, I will just stop like that. Done. 2 marks. Where's the 2 marks? This one worth 1 mark. This one worth 1 mark. Don't know whether you guys can get. Hopefully you guys can get, okay? 2 marks, 3 marks, 3 marks. Altogether, this question worth 8. Done. So far, so good, everyone. I move on lah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Question 5. Question 8. Guys, I saw the sin cos tan. I straight away know the chapter you hate the most. From 5, chapter 6, trigonometry function. So they say it's given that sine A equivalent to P over 2. Sine A plus B minus sine A minus B equals to 2P, such that A and B are acute angle. That's what they say lah. So now they say, first one, they say find the cos A. How do I find the cos A, my dear? This kind of question, when I teach my students, I told them this chapter only got sketch graph, proof, find angle, solve questions, or ribbon question. Whenever they want to find something data, then normally they are a ribbon question. So now, ribbon questions are always you guys need to draw out which quadrant. A quadrant out. Okay, look, ribbon is like that. So if first quadrant is here, second quadrant is here, third quadrant is here, fourth quadrant is here. Okay, my dear? So this is a ribbon question, but no need to draw the whole ribbon. Just draw one of the right angle triangle out. Which one should I draw? Now the question say what? Acute angle. Acute means 0 to 90. So 0 to 90 is always located at the first quadrant. So quite obvious it is actually the first quadrant, my dear. So for A, they're going to find what? Cos A. How do I find cos A? Actually, they already give me sine A. So since sine A, you guys know first quadrant, I draw for you guys first, my dear, for sine A, okay? I will do whatever you know how to do first, okay? I will do what you can do first, okay? So this is sine A, isn't it? This is for right angle triangle A. So I hope you guys know, for right angle triangle, that link back to angle, most important basic that you need to know is SOHCAHTOA and Pythagoras theorem. So I hope you guys have basic, Angle opposite, we always call it opposite. 90-degree opposite, we always call it hypotenuse. And the last one, we always call it adjacent. Now they're giving me sine. Sine must reminded you about a formula called SO. Remember? SOHCAHTOA, SO. So isn't it sine equals to opposite over hypotenuse? So the top is opposite, the bottom is hypotenuse. So what's my opposite now? P. Okay, opposite is P. What's my hypotenuse now? 2. Okay, this is 2. So when this one 2, this one P. Can I find my adjacent? Can. How do I find my adjacent? So guys, remember, adjacent is always using Pythagoras theorem. When you have 2 of them, you want to find another one, just using Pythagoras theorem. So remember, using the longest one square minus the shorter one square, square root it, isn't it? You guys can find the last one. So 2 squared, 4, P squared, and then square root, still square root, okay? So normally I will tell my students, remember to check their positive, negative, because you guys normally wrong at positive, negative. So origin right side is positive, origin up is positive, all the slanted one is positive. So actually everything correct already lah, okay? And then this one, can I draw it out? That one I can't, because that one is got A and B inside, so that one I can't draw it out. But never mind, this is the only thing I can draw. So now let's start from A. A, guys, you're going to find what? Cos A. So guys, A, isn't it must refer back to this right angle triangle? All right, so I can refer back. I already draw very nicely. So now you're going to find cos. So the question actually provide you sine, but sine cannot suddenly convert to cos. So never mind, you already draw it out. After you guys draw it out, look at the cos. You guys must remember, SOHCAHTOA, ka. Isn't it ka always tell you that cos theta equivalent to adjacent over hypotenuse? So actually what you need to do, you just need to write adjacent on top, hypotenuse at the bottom, just sub in. So what's my adjacent? My adjacent isn't it this long, huge thing? Square root 4 minus P squared. Over my hypotenuse isn't it 2? Guys, just like that. Done. Can you see that, my dear? So this drawing exactly already get the marks, my dear. 2 marks. I think this one worth 1 mark. The diagram worth 1 mark. So A done. Let's move on. B. B, what do I find? Do I find sine B? How do I find sine B? Actually, look at the whole question. The only place got B is this equation. So I don't think you have other choice but must necessary using back this equation. So how do you guys using back this equation to find your, to find your sine B answer, my dear? Okay, first thing first, I want to say, a lot of my students, they will tell me what open bracket. Who teach you one? This one cannot open bracket one. Hello. All the sine, cos, tangent that come with a plus, minus, they got their addition and subtraction formula, my dear. So this one actually have formula one. So for those who don't know, you can look at your formula paper. So sine A plus minus B equivalent to sine A cos B plus minus cos A sine B. So for those who know, this is the formula lah. Okay, I'm not simply created one, but this is formula lah, okay? So we are using this, So we are using this, based on this formula, my dear, it will be sine A cos B. So I should write plus or minus? Okay, it's like that one. Now you are a plus. So when you are a plus, when you look at the formula, you are the top sign. So when these two signs, you're looking at the top one, then under another part, the two sign, also you look at the top one. So which is plus cos A sine B. So don't write wrongly, minus, okay, maybe I put a bracket for you. So you won't be confused because of the minus. So the next one also, sine A cos B. This one is what? This time is a minus. Now, show you, this time you are a minus. So minus choosing which one? The bottom one. Minus choosing which one? The bottom one. So isn't it this one? I put minus as well. Minus what? Isn't it minus cos A sine B? Equivalent to what? 2p. Okay, now, my dear. So now up to here, how do I continue? Now I will just combine them together first. How do I combine them? Can you guys see? Sine A cos B minus sine A cos B. Actually, this one disappeared. Sine A cos B minus sine A cos B. No more. Then this one, cos A sine B minus negative cos A sine B. 1 minus negative 1 will become plus lah. Negative, negative, positive. So cos A sine B plus cos A sine B, it becomes 2 cos A sine B. Okay, equivalent to 2p. I almost get there already, my dear. From this long become this short already. So now, my dear, times 2, move it over, become divide by 2. Isn't it? I only get a p there, correct? And now your aim is to what? Find sine B. So that means you just want to find this one. If you just want to find this one, you need to have cos A. So where's your cos A? Luckily, just now you found. So just now you found, isn't it? You guys can sub inside. Square root 4 minus p squared over 2 times sine B equivalent to p. So just move backwards so that you guys can get your sine B answer. So sine B answer will be times, move it over, divide. So maybe until here, you tell me, teacher, how to do, ne? Same like just now, my dear. Whenever you don't like them too tall, you guys just change the divide, become a primary school divide. That is always what I do. So I like primary school divide a lot because they can become times, as long as you guys flip them upside down. So the fractions always just times the top. So I guess getting 2p over square root 4 minus p squared. Done. This is your sine B answer. Just like that. 3 marks. Where's the 3 marks? This working itself worth 1 marks. When you're able to sub in and move correctly worth 1 marks, getting this answer another 1 marks. So just like that, this question worth 5 marks. Dun, 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 done. Understand? Move on lah. Question 9a. Diagram 6 shows a rectangle ABCD. I can see that. At an instant, the value x changes from 3 to 3 plus p, such that p is a small value. Straight away I know lah. Form 5, chapter 2, differentiation. Because under that particular chapter, you guys learn small change. So they say you from 3 become 3 plus p. Isn't it? That means a small little changes where they tell you the p is actually just a small value. So small change lah, okay? So they say using differentiation, okay? You see? Is actually differentiation, okay? So using differentiation, expressed in terms of P, the small change in the area ABCD in cm squared at the instant. So guys, how do I do this one? So they already say using differentiation, okay? Now they say find the small change. I hope you guys remember, small change symbol is what? Delta. So small change in the area, isn't it delta A? Okay guys, you're gonna find delta A. And now for the X, okay? They say they are changing from, where should I write? The x, they are changing from 3 to 3 plus p. And now they find delta A. How do I find delta A? Okay, I hope all of you guys already know the formula. For small change, there's only one formula that you always using, which is delta y equals to, it's not really equal, it's approximate, but you write equal is fine, equivalent to dy dx times delta x. Okay, this is the small change formula. Okay, So the formula that you memorize is like that. It doesn't mean they must be alphabet y and x all the time. Like for now you want to find what? Delta A. So you're not y, right? You're A, right? So the y, you guys can change it to A. So when this y change it to A, the top y also change it to A. Then the bottom x, I think still x lah, because your question is still, another one is still x. So isn't it writing x? Can you see that? So now, for you to do this question, first thing you need to have dA dx. How do I have dA dx? Differentiate. Differentiate which one? See which one got formula. I think area can have formula. So do they give you area formula? No, but you guys can find yourself. How do I find area for rectangle? So area for rectangle, isn't it, is always the formula of height times base. So what's my height now? Isn't it my height now is 2x? What's my base now? Isn't it my base now is 5x minus 1? Therefore, it's just 2x times 5x minus 1. So let me open a bracket. So 10x squared minus 2x. Okay, guys, this is my area equation. And now what you know? You want dA dx. How do I get dA dx? Just differentiate my A in terms of x. So 2 times 10, isn't it 20? Power minus 1, 1. 1 times negative 2, negative 2, power minus 1, no more x. Okay, guys, that is my dA dx. So do I stop that? No. Please remember, you should remember lah, okay? Whenever after you guys differentiate, you are allowed to sub the x value inside. And what kind of x value you guys sub inside? You guys already know. The x from 3 changed to 3 plus p. Which one is the original one? 3. So what you guys will do? You guys will always sub the original x inside the dA dx. So therefore, the x I sub 3 minus 2. So just like that, 60 minus 2, I guess getting, oh, dA dx is 58. So I just sub 58 inside. And then times what? Delta x. What is delta mean? Delta means small change. Delta x means small change in x. So guys, your x from 3 changed to 3 plus p. So what is the small little changes in between? So then you take the new one minus the old one. Okay, your delta x is actually p. So delta A answer is 58p. Ta-da! That 3 marks. Where is the 3 marks? This working 1 marks, this answer 1 marks, and the moment you guys differentiate it, another 1 marks. That 3 marks. Can. This is just A. Let's move on B. B, guys, they say what? They say diagram 7 now shows two lots of land, land P and land Q. Both lots will be planted completely with the same type of grass. So both you guys will have some grass on top of it, okay? Next one, it's given that the perimeter for lot P is 54. Okay, I read everything, I write everything. So now they say the perimeter for this one is 54. Okay, I write on the left side. Hopefully you guys know it's for P, okay? Next one, and the area for lot Q is A. Okay, so the area for U is A. It's actually just a name, just an alphabet to represent you, okay? Next one, they say, first one, using differentiation, you see, still differentiation, they say find the value of y such that A is a maximum. Which word is the keyword? Maximum. I hope you guys basic is good, okay? I always tell my students, whenever you guys see the word maximum, minimum, turning point, stationary point, what formula go through your mind? dy dx equals 0. Whenever you guys see all this word, definitely is using this formula. But for this question, I don't think I'm writing dy dx, because this question, they say who maximum? Area. So instead of say dy dx, you should tell me dA d something equals 0. I cannot guarantee it's x. Maybe it's dA dy, so it depends. So later on, we base on the equation now, okay? And then they say want to find y. Okay, how do I find A? A actually is which one? A is actually this area. So I think I just need to do this area. How do I do this area, my dear? So now A represent, okay, A represent the area. So we are doing area for what? For lot Q. So the land Q actually is what shape? This kind of shape with 290 degrees, we call it trapezium. So do you guys remember how do we find area for trapezium? It will be 1 over 2 A plus B times height. Hopefully you guys all remember how to find area for trapezium. The A and B is always one short, one tall. We call it AB. And then the height is another side of 90 degrees. Remember, we never using the slanted side. Slanted side never use one. Everything you use is beside 90 degrees one. Okay, now let's sub inside. So area equals to 1 over 2. The top is 3y. The bottom is 5y. The height itself is 38 minus 8y. Can? So this one 1 over 2. This one I get 8y times 38 minus 8y. So 8y divided by 2. That means half times 8y. Isn't it 4y times 38 minus 8y? So now all I need to do is open the bracket. So 4 times 38, I guess getting 152y. So 4 times negative 8, I guess getting negative 32. Y times y, isn't it y squared? Okay, I got it. See, this is my area equation. And once you guys got your area equation, luckily just now I never write dA dx, because look at the equation. Outside is A, inside is Y. Oh, so it's dA dy equals 0. It's not dA dx equals 0. So dA dy, how do I do it? Differentiate it. So remember, times and minus 1. 1 times 152, 152. Power minus 1, no more Y. Then 2 times 32, 64. Power minus 1, 1Y. Okay, that is my dA dy. And remember, your dA dy should equivalent to 0. So isn't it, we will just let them equivalent to 0. So now just move around so that you guys are able to get the answer. Negative 64y, move it over positive 64y, equivalent to 152. So what is my y answer? So 152 divided by 64. Are you guys getting the answer? 19/8 for your y. That's my dear, I'm not too sure whether they will give you marks for that, but sometimes they give, sometimes they don't, but better we do it lah. So after you guys getting 19/8, that is actually the answer for your y already. But since they say they are maximum, you better prove to that, hey, they are maximum, they are not minimum. How do you guys prove that they are maximum or minimum? So remember, to prove that really they are maximum or minimum, you guys will be using d2y dx squared. d2y dx squared, it means differentiate it one more time, second derivative. So d2y dx squared would, how you guys know whether they are maximum or minimum? Depending on whether they are positive or negative. So whenever you are positive, same like from 4 chapter 2, that means you are a happy person. When you're a happy person, the turning point is at the bottom. So it's a minimum point. If you're getting a negative for your d2y dx squared, then it will be a maximum point. So better check that one, okay? So my dear, this one is what? dA dy. So dA dy, I get 152 minus 64y. So now I need d2a dy squared. So 152 have no y. Differentiate is 0. This one, 1. 1 times negative 64, negative 64. Power minus 1, no more y. Okay, I got negative 64. Negative, it means what? Set face. Set face, it means what? Maximum. Okay, fact check. Seriously, it's a maximum. Okay, my dear. So next one, the second part. Then now, that one is first part, my dear. All this working is first part. Now I do the second part. Second part, they say, hence, determine the lot that will be planted with most grass. Justify your answer. They're asking you, actually this land P and land Q, who will plant with more grasses, my dear? How I know which one actually have more grasses on top? So let's talk about land P first. So for land P, actually what they're providing you, perimeter. But obviously perimeter is not something we can justify lah. Of course, you want to know which one plant with most grass, you need to know the size of them. So the size of them is finding what? Area. So I think you need to find the area for perimeter. I need to find the area for land P. How do I find area for land P? They give me what? Perimeter. I think there's a reason why they give me perimeter, right? Let's try to do the perimeter first lah. So perimeter, isn't it the total side length add together? So the total side length, isn't it this one plus this one plus this one plus this one? These 4 corner add together, isn't it equals to 54? Correct? So this vertical line got how many? 2. This horizontal line got how many? 2. So 2 vertical line, 2 horizontal line, isn't it equivalent to 54? Make sense? So isn't it this one 2x? 2 times x, isn't it 2x? 2 times negative 1, isn't it negative 2? Equals to 54. So 4x equivalent to 56. So x answer will be 56 divided by 4. Are you guys getting? Oh, the x value is actually a value, which is 14. So this one 14. This one 14 minus 1, isn't it this one 13? So now I think I can find the area of land P. So how do I find area for land P? So land P is actually what? A rectangle. How do we find rectangle area? Isn't it height times base? So you guys already know the height is 14, the base is 13. So 14 times 13, I guess getting 182 meters square. Got it. But that is area for land P. How about area for land Q? Need to find also. So area of land Q. So area for land Q, you must be thinking, teacher, I have Y answer, man. God, where is it? Just now you found. Isn't it just now you guys already found out that your y is 19/8 and 19/8 is your maximum area. So that must be the biggest area that you ever achieve already. So definitely using that. But you cannot using y lah. You want area ma, right? So isn't it sub the y back to your area equation? Can you guys see? You guys already have an area equation. So just sub inside 152. So 19/8 minus 32. 19/8 square. Okay? So 152 times 19/8 minus 32, 19/8 square. So guys, I press the whole thing, I get 180.5 meters square. So now comparing both of them and tell them which one have most grass. So isn't it the answer is land P? Justify your answer because the area of land P is bigger than length cube. Can I, my dear? Just like that, done. 6 marks. Where's the 6 marks? So just now, when you're able to form the equation out correctly, 1 marks. Okay, when you differentiate it correctly, when you differentiate it equivalent to 0, 1 marks. It shouldn't. When you get the y, no. When you differentiate it equals to 0, 1 marks. When you determine it, 1 mark. Sometimes they give you 1 mark for they determine. It depends, okay? And then, guys, when you're able to get the area of the land, 1 marks. Able to get the area of the land cube, another 1 marks. And writing the answer out, another 1 marks. 6 marks from here, 3 marks from just now. In total, 9 marks. Dun, 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 done. So far, so good. Can I drink water? Okay, this question 10. The moment I just look at it, I straight away know. All quite direct, my dear. Form 5, chapter 3, under integration. So A, they say, given that d dx this equals to this. Okay, for those who don't know, okay, I hope you guys have this basic. Whenever you see d dx, what is d dx? We don't have this thing, my dear. The original name of d dx called dy dx. So always the y, they can put a bracket. And sometimes they even put the y at the side. So next time, if you see d dx, remember that thing at the side of the d dx is actually the y. So that thing is actually a y. Then what is opposite? So my dear, if you read the whole thing, isn't it called dy dx equals to gx? So actually the gx is the dy dx. So you must always remember, d dx beside is always the y. And opposite of them is always the dy dx. So what is the relation between the y and dy dx? So everyone remember, y, how to become dy dx? You differentiate it. Dy dx, how to become y? You integrate it. So this question, do you guys realize they care about integration? So on the starting, I always tell my students, I will straight away write it out. What I can write it out, my dear. So this is something whether you understand or not. You understand, you can straight away write out. So you see, because I understand it, I understand that if I differentiate this thing, I will get this thing because that's the relation between them. So if I integrate this thing, isn't it then I will get this thing, correct? And now this question care about integration. So guys, since they care about integration, right? So I'll write integrate the right side one, integrate the dy dx, will definitely get back the y. Now, this is what you guys able to write before you start. Because if you're able to write that, then doing this shouldn't be a problem. Let me show you guys how. So now the question says integrate 3gx plus 1 dx. Okay, how do we do this? So for integration, normally you just manually integrate. But gx is a name. I don't think you can integrate it manually. So what can you do, my dear? So first thing first, very annoying thing is there's a plus. So whenever you guys got any plus minus, actually you guys can what? Split that. There's a formula of that. So my dear, now you guys can split it. You guys can write integrate dx for 2 times. So who is in front? 3gx. Who is at the back? 1. What is in between? Plus, because you're seriously a plus. Can you guys see that? Separate it. After I separated y'all, wow, do you guys realize this thing and this thing look very alike? I feel like I want to sub inside already. But I want to sub inside. Still got someone blocking me, which is who? The 3. So the 3, can you split it again? No. Split it is for plus minus. The 3 now is a times relation. So whenever there are times divide relation, the 3 need to put it outside. So the 3, guys, you guys can put it outside. Then how about the back one? You can see, guys. So this one gx. Okay, I don't want to use this color lah. So this one gx, isn't it exactly can sub it later on? Correct? So I think the front have no problem already, but the problem is the back. The back, do I have anything to sub? No. So the back one cannot sub. How to do? Don't give up, The back one cannot sub. That means the back one can manually integrate. So the back one, how do I integrate? The one, I don't see any x. Don't see any x is x power 0. So 0 plus 1, isn't it 1 over 1? I hope you guys remember how to integrate it. And guys, whenever you integrate it, if there's no number to sub, you must write plus c. So remember to write plus c, okay, for the back part, okay? So now the 3. So what can I write for this thing? So guys, provided just now on the starting you got right lah. If on the starting you guys got right, isn't it this integrate gx dx were equivalent to 1 over x squared plus 1. So therefore, this part I can straight away write 1 over x squared plus 1 plus x plus c. So now open bracket, 3 times 1 times fraction only times top. So 3 over x squared plus 1 plus x plus c. Done. 3 marks. So guys, when you separate it, 1 marks. When you integrate it correctly and substitute correctly, 1 marks. Getting this answer, another 1 marks. There you go, 3 marks. Done. Okay, no? Next one, B, they say, diagram 8 shows the graph x equals to fy. So guys, this whole curve called x equals to fy. That's what they say lah, okay, the curve like that, okay? So next one, they say, it's given that the area of the shaded region, okay, let me write down for you guys. They say the area of the shaded region now is actually 9/2. So guys, instead of ask you the area, now they give you the area for all these things, okay? Now, and then other than that, they also tell you, this one equals to this one equals to 3/2, okay, my dear? If you guys never watched my previous video about 2023 or 2022 video, you guys better watch so that you guys understand this one so much better, okay? I hope you guys understand lah. So my dear, okay, before I do the area of shaded region, okay lah, never mind. I straight away start from area of shaded region first, okay? How do we find area of shaded region? Okay, I hope you guys have the basic for this chapter. So for this area particular chapter, right? Whenever you guys want to find the area of it, I always tell my students it will depends on where you fully stick on. So when you fully stick on axis, you guys definitely using dx. If you fully stick on y-axis, definitely using dy. Okay, my dear. I think my YouTube have area integration area of shaded region video. You guys can watch it if you guys don't understand it. Okay. So now look at the shaded region. Isn't it the shaded region here, here, here? All fully stick on y-axis. Actually, if they fully stick on y-axis, 100% using dy. So this question definitely using dy. But because these three sections is all one right, one left, one right, one left, is all different, right? You cannot do it together. You cannot straight away M0, cannot. You need to separate three of them, do it one by one. So it means you need to do this, and then plus this, and then plus this back, equals to 9/2. Understand? Let me write down the working for you guys first. Because all of them stick on y-axis, so it's dy. So the formula for area, right, is like that. When you stick on y-axis, dy, in front always put yy. So all the corner is y, but inside is always x, okay? So same for this one. This is the formula of it. Same for this one. This is the formula of it, okay? Equivalent to 9/2. Okay, this is whatever you guys able to write. So guys, for the first one, this one is what? The top is m, the bottom is k. So it's only this one from m stick until k. So bigger number on top, smaller number at the bottom. Which x I should sub in the middle? So now they curve, they say the x is what? The x is fy. Then you guys can write fy here. Can? Then guys, the second one. Can I put color? This one is yellow. Can lah, better ah. This one is orange. This one is green. Okay lah, I think can. Okay, so guys, the orange color one is what? From K to H. Isn't it K on top, H at the bottom? So how about the X? The X for this curve, isn't it again, is Fy. Okay, how about the green color one? H is on top, 0 is at the bottom. Isn't it the top is H, the bottom is 0? Then the curve again, the X is Fy. And then dy equals to 9/2. Okay, until here, how do I continue? So guys, now, do you guys realize something? Realize what? Look this one, what color? Blue, light blue. Okay, can you guys see this? H0 Fy dy. Wait, look like this one. H0 Fy dy. Okay. Sorry, my Siri talk to me. So right there, next one. Isn't it mkfy dy? Isn't it mkfy dy? Oh, these two. Oh. So these two is actually what? 3/2. So that means this is actually 3/2. This is actually 3/2. Isn't it equivalent to 9/2? So isn't it this one is kh fy dy? Understand? So now I think I can terbalik find back my kh fy dy. I want to mention, my dear, it means the area here is 3/2. The area here is 3/2 based on whatever they mentioned here. How you so sure about that? Okay, I got teach you guys how to double check before. Let me teach you guys one more time. So you guys can see, my dear, this dy actually represent the y-axis. Y equals, the y-axis. So y equals to h this is a horizontal height when they say y equals to h. X equals to h is vertical. Y equals to h is horizontal. Y equals to mx plus c is slanted. Okay. So this one, h equals 0 is here. So this fy isn't it the curve? Therefore, they are talking about they are surrounded this part. So they try to tell me this green color part is 3/2. Other than that, this one, dy represent the y-axis. Y equals to m is here. Y equals to k is here. This fy, isn't it, is the curve. So where they surrounded this yellow color one. So they try to tell you the yellow color one and the green color one is exactly both also 3/2. That's actually what kind of information they try to provide you there, okay? So now from there, I can find out my kh hy dy. So 3/2, all move it over. So 9 over 2 minus 3 over 2 minus 3 over 2 again. So isn't it, you guys will get this KHFYDY equivalent to 3 over 2, which is actually which one? Which is actually the orange color one. So guys, isn't it the orange color area is 3 over 2? Am I correct or wrong? Wrong. Guys, you know why wrong? Not a lot of students exactly wrong here. That is because you guys not very familiar with this particular basic. Please remember, my dear, whenever you guys using dy, that means you stick on y-axis. When you stick on y-axis, your area always got right side, left side, this kind of differences. Right side, left side got what different? Got different. Whenever your right side, your area is always positive. Whenever your left side, your area is always negative. So now, this one positive, makes sense. This one positive, makes sense. So 3 over 2, 3 over 2, okay. But now yours is on the left side. Then you should be negative. So maybe you tell me, then teacher, but this is area, or teacher, I shouldn't write negative. That's the reason, that also the reason why you will get 9 over 2 instead of some negative answer. That is because this area, they already put a modulus. So that means the 9 over 2 is generated after you put a modulus. But now I want the original value. So whenever you want the original value, you guys must write back the negative in front. A lot of students wrong is exactly they didn't add back the negative for this orange color one. So this orange color one is on the left side of the area, of the left side of the y-axis, must put back the negative. Okay now, my dear? So guys, this is that part. So with that understanding, let's look at the first one. First one, guys, you'll find K0FYDY. Okay, the problem is where is K0FYDY? So you guys must able to understand the diagram. So let me show you guys. dy represent the y-axis. That's why I thought, right? K, isn't it, is here. 0, isn't it, is here. Can you see? K is that height. 0 is the lowest, the x-axis, okay? So Fy, isn't it, is the curve. So do you guys realize based on what they're asking me, they eventually asking me this one plus this one. Put color for you, Isn't it they're asking me orange plus green. So how do I do that? So orange value is what? Just now we found negative 3 over 2. Maybe I should write here. Negative 3 over 2, correct? Then the green one is what? 3 over 2. So negative 3 over 2 plus 3 over 2 is what? It's actually 0. Guys, don't tell me, but teacher, I thought they are finding area. Teacher, why didn't they add the modulus? Which part in the question you see they write area, area? No, they never have the word area. They just ask for this value. This value is not area. This value is a legit value. So the legit value of these two combined is 0. So 0 is the answer. Cannot, my dear, understand what I say, right? Next one. Next one. Guys, you guys better comment below whether you guys understand what I say. I really very lack of confidence, okay? Very scared. So my dear, next one, they say what? KHX plus MK 5 over 4 FY dy. Okay, again, how do I do this one? So guys, the concept is again the same. So first thing first, my dear, this one, okay, okay. KH, okay, my dear. This one, I think all of you guys can understand. Okay, never mind, I write nicely first. This one K, this one H. X, my dear, for this particular curve, the X actually is the Fy. Isn't it dy? Then for the right side, the back one, my dear, I want to do anything also, I don't really understand because I saw 5 over 4. So isn't it based on whatever you guys learned on top here? 5 over 4 is actually a times relation. So a times relation, where the 5 over 4 can go, the 5 over 4 actually can go outside. The 5 over 4, guys, actually can go outside now like that. Okay? Now, let's try to look at the graph. So, guys, dy is what? Y-axis. Y equals to k here. Y equals to h here. The Fy, isn't it, is the curve. So, which means is what, guys? Which means this one is talking about the orange color one. I put color lah, okay? Very scared you guys don't understand. Orange, okay? Isn't it plus 5 over 4? How about this one? Okay, this one I use another color. What other color I have? No more. Red lah, okay? dy represent the y-axis. Y equals to m here. Y equals to k here. Fy, isn't it this curve? Isn't it this one talking about the yellow color one? So orange plus 5 over 4 yellow. That's the meaning of it, my dear. So orange value is what? The real value of orange is negative 3 over 2. So you see, very important, just now you guys got get the answer with a negative. If you don't get a negative, everything gone, man, I tell you. So equals to 5 over 4, the orange, the yellow color one is what? 3 over 2. Press calculator. 5 over 4 times 3 over 2 minus 3 over 2. The answer 3 over 8. Dun, 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 done. How many marks? Wow, 3 marks only, my dear. So guys, getting this answer definitely worth 1 marks. Getting this answer 1 marks. Getting this answer another 1 marks. There you go. 3, 3. This whole question worth 6. Dun, 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 dun. Done. So far so good. I move on lah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Next one, 11. Okay. This one, guys, they say what? They are n plus 1 point on the circumference of a circle. Okay, I read every word first. Okay. So, okay, never mind. I digest sentence by sentence. There are n plus 1 point on the circumference of a circle. So there's a circle. So the circle on top got a lot of points. So how many points you have here? N plus 1. So got plenty lah, okay? Next one. If each point is connected by a straight line. So all these points, you will connect like that. Chum, chum, chum. Make it like straight line connect, okay? Straight line to all of the other points. So each point will connect to others point, okay, my dear? Then they say, there are 4n straight line form. Okay, so sorry, so my dear, they got a lot of point, okay? So do you just connect like that? No. They try to tell you each point, every single point will connect to every point. So this one will connect to the side 2, also connect to this. And then the rest of them also connect to this. And then the rest continue connect. So it's a very complicated shape. That's what they try to say. Okay. Then they say they are 4n straight line form. So guys, that means point you got n plus 1. Straight line in total, I got 4n of the straight line. So either I got 10 straight line, 11 straight line, 12 straight line. I don't know the exact value. I got 4n straight line after all like that. Okay. Now they say polygon can form by connecting points on the circumference of the circle. Guys, same wording, polygon. I repeat again, just now I already taught you, polygon is a 2D shape that is not circle. That is using straight line to connected one. So it's always triangle, quadrilateral, heptagon, hexagon, those shape, okay, right there? That one is polygon. So by collecting all the point on the circumference, okay? Now, find the total number of polygons that are possible. I think you guys feel like that. You guys don't even know which particular chapter. So I straight away tell you guys which particular chapter. Because you guys must understand that, my dear. Now they're talking about the point. They're talking about the straight line. So point is something originally have. Straight line is a result of you doing something to having it. Correct, my dear? So straight line got 4n. It's like talking about originally I got 20 people seated there. Okay, 20 people seated there. Okay, everyone seated down. So now they try to meet each other and make friends. So everyone can make friends with each other, right? Then I tell you, oh, they got 4n pairs of friends there. So it's only 4n is the result of you matching them and make them become friends, my dear. Correct? Let you remember what chapter or not? Still don't know? My dear, this one is under Form 5, Chapter 4. Yes, the chapter that you don't like, permutation and combination. Why is it permutation and combination? Because guys, think of it again. Everyone sit on a circle. Okay, everyone sit on a circle. Everyone make friends with each other. So how many pair of friendship we have? We have 4n of friendship. Isn't it now we're talking about choosing and become friends? So when you become friend, do we care about Ali make friend with Ahmad? Or Ahmad make friend with Ali? No, we don't care. Isn't it this kind of question? It's always a C question. That means you don't really care about the sequence of them. That means it's a combination question. So now, how many points you guys have initially? You guys got n plus 1. Just imagine you guys got 50 human there. So 50 human, my dear, now they want to become friend. So now for this question is become a straight line. So to have a straight line, I just need to have how many points? 2 points. It's like become to have a friendship, isn't it? I just need 2 humans. Correct, right, my dear? So out of n plus 1 point, I just choosing 2 points out. Isn't it n plus 1 C2? So out of n plus 1 point, I choose 2 out. So if n plus 1 point, if I simply choose 2 out, I will equals to what? 4n. Why I will equals to 4n? Because n plus 1. So guys, because all the point there, okay, if I forming a straight line, I just need 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Still got a lot. 2, right there. Isn't it? I will have a lot of straight line there. And how many straight line in total I got? 4n. So 4n is the result. Understand or not? Same like the friendship thing, okay? If I got 50 human, and then friendship just need 2 people. So 50, if I choose 2, if I want to choose 2 people to have a friendship, how many pair of friendship I have? 50 C2. Isn't it 1,225? So that means they are giving you the result, giving you how many people you have, asking back you to find out. So how do we find out? Okay, let's do this one first, my dear. So this one is what? NCR. So NCR actually have a formula called n factorial over n minus r factorial times r factorial equivalent to 4n. So I sub inside NCR. So my n is n plus 1 factorial over n plus 1 minus 2 factorial, 2 factorial equals to 4n. So n plus 1, I cannot really press the calculator, but I think 2 factorial I can. Wait, at the bottom I do first. 1 minus 2 is negative 1 factorial. So this 2 factorial and move it over, yeah? Press your calculator. 2 shift x power negative 1. There's your calculator got a button called x power negative 1. Press that. Shift that button. Shift that button is a factorial. So 2 factorial is 2. Move it over, isn't it 8n? Okay, my dear. So this is whatever you guys have. So now, how do you guys continue? Okay, for those who basic not very good, I don't know whether you guys know what is factorial or not. Do you guys know 5 factorial is actually 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. So actually all the factorial is that number times one number smaller than you, continue times one number smaller, and until 1. So if I'm n factorial, I will be n times the next person, n minus 1, because I always smaller than me, so minus 1. And the next person, n minus 2, and go on and go on. But of course, if you don't want to go on, you never put dot, 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 because they're not ABGP, boss. So you guys will put what? Put a factorial. So a factorial means that number and all the behind people all still included there. So now, my dear, look at it, my dear. So now like that, you guys don't tell me, oh, teacher cannot press calculator, teacher how to do, teacher cut. No, cannot cut, my dear. There's no such thing called cut because the factorial come together with the n plus 1. So what can you do, my dear? So remember, look at these two and see who is bigger. So 1 is minus 1, 1 is plus 1. Of course, plus 1 is bigger. If I'm 10, my n is 10. The top it will be 11, the bottom will be 9. So isn't it the top one will be bigger? So the top one, I try to separate it one by one. How do I separate it one by one? Look, the first person is n plus 1. So the next person supposedly is just what? Minus 1. So n plus 1, I will minus 1. And guys, n plus 1, actually, if I minus 1, is n. Make sense also? It's n. So n plus 1, next person is n. Then n, the next person will be what? N minus 1. And then the next person will be n minus 2, n minus 3, because I keep minus 1 all the time, right? I will just stop at n minus 1. Why will I just stop at n minus 1, guys? Because I realize my bottom is also n minus 1 factorial. So whenever you guys do this kind of factorial, either you can press. If you cannot press, it's always try to make them same. Because if they are same, you can cut. Isn't it suddenly the whole question you just left n plus 1 times n equals to 8n? You guys all understand now, my dear? So this one is n plus 1. I repeat, the next one is supposedly n plus 1 minus 1. So n plus 1 minus 1. So the 1 minus 1, therefore only left n. Understand? When this second one is n, then the next one will be the n continue minus 1. You understand now, my dear? So with this, now I open the bracket. N times n, n squared. N times 1, n equals to 8n. Wow, what do they look like? I think they look like a general form. Isn't it? Every single thing, move it to one side. So now all you guys need to do is press calculator. Okay, squeeze it a bit. So my dear, press calculator. So first answer, I getting 0. Second answer, I getting 7. So 1 is n minus 7. Isn't it equal to 0? Which answer doesn't make sense? I think 0. How is it possible I got 0 plus 1? 0 plus 1, that means how many points I got? 1 point. 1 point, can I form straight line? No. So guys, quite obvious, I got 7. So 0 rejected. No need to reject. Okay, rejected. Because this is not the final answer yet. So 0 rejected. Isn't it the answer is 7? So don't tell me, teacher, 7 is the answer. No, because look, the question's never really asking you how many points you have. They're not really finding points, my dear. Because look, my dear, they're now asking you to find the total number of polygons that are possible. That means they're asking you how many polygons you can actually form out based on all the straight line, my dear. So now, look, they say polygon can be formed. So now, how to form a polygon? Isn't it polygon exactly can form by connecting the points on the circumference of the circle? Okay, my dear. Wait, okay. Maybe I tell you guys first. So now you guys' answer is 7. So I will sub the 7 back to the diagram. So back to the diagram, I know 7 plus 1, that means I got 8 points. Okay, guys, altogether I got 8 points. So out of 8 points, my dear, if I want to form a polygon. So polygon, actually, I repeat, polygon is what? Again, come back to the definition of polygon. Polygon is a 2D shape that always combine using straight line, okay? So can anyone tell me, if I only using 2 points, can I form a polygon? No, because 2 points only one straight line. Polygon must be 2D shape. So polygon minimum must have how many points? 3 points. Isn't it 3 points? Then you can form a polygon, correct? So now they're just asking you, find the total number of polygons that are possible. That are possible, my dear. There's so many possibilities, my dear. So got what? Got polygon that come with 3 sides. This is the smallest polygon I can have already, which is actually got 3 sides only. The least point that I use is 3 points. Okay, got 3 points, got 3 sides. That is the least shape, that's the simplest shape I can have. But other than 3 sides, maybe I can have 4 sides. Maybe I can have 5 sides. Maybe I can have 6 sides. Maybe I can have 7 sides. Okay, some student will tell me, teacher, 8. No. It's not based on that, right? It's not really based on point. It's based on line. It's based on the line, my dear. So guys, look at this, my dear. So it's based on the line, right? So what you guys can do. So actually, how many points? Guys, I'm back. I just try to justify because I couldn't get the answer, but I really feel like it's the answer problem, okay? Whether you buy my idea or not, it depends on you, okay? So guys, I think they forget to plus 1. Because I saw the answer at the back, they're actually 99. So, which is not 99 because they only do 7. But actually, n is 7. But there is not 7 points because the points is n plus 1, which means 7 plus 1 actually got 8 points. So, my 8 points that I can have, out of 8 points, I can have 3 sides, 4 sides, 5 sides, 6 sides, 7 sides, or 8 sides. Okay, my dear? So, which means out of the circle, there's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points. And out of the 8 points, if you simply choose 3, isn't it you guys will get a 3-side polygon. So 3-side polygon can be like that, can be like this, can be like this, can be like this. Isn't it got a lot? So how I know how many triangle I can form? Isn't it out of 8 points? Simply choose 3. So all right, plus, because I don't know what kind of polygon we can have. So we can have 3-side polygon or 4-side polygon. 8 points, choose 4. Or 8 points, choose 5. Or 8 points, choose 6. Or 8 points, choose 7. Or 8 points, choose 8. Can I, my dear? So 8C3 plus 8C4 plus 8C5 plus 8C6 plus 8C7 plus 8C8. So guys, I couldn't get the answer at the back, which they only give 99 because they didn't plus 1. They only using 7, which I think I should using 8. So it depends on who you trust, but I trust my own answer lah. So 219, done. So guys, this answer 1 marks, this working worth 1 marks. So this particular part of showing the working worth 1 marks, getting this answer worth another 1 marks. There you go, 4 marks. Hope you guys understand? B. B, I realized also got some problem. Let me show you guys my theory, okay? They say a dormitory consists of 5 bunk bed. You know what's bunk bed, right, my dear? Bunk bed, it means got top, got bottom, okay? Each bunk bed has a top bed and a bottom bed, okay? Top and bottom lah. So there's a ladder for you to climb. So table 1 shows the weight of 10 boys to be placed in the dormitory. Student A and B are twins. So these two are twins. Okay, the rest is all individual, okay? So now, first one. Find a number of different ways, my dear. So isn't it just now the A you don't know is this particular chapter? You look at the B also, you know it's this particular chapter. So sometimes maybe look at the full questions, you will agak know which chapter they are. So isn't it this one? Find a number of different ways. Obviously, it's P and C. But I think this is a P question. How I so sure? Because guys, I saw the word arrange. So when they want to susun, then susunan very important. Obviously, this is a P question. So guys, the first one they say what? The first one they say if there is no restriction. That's my favorite word. That means what? Simply arrange. How many people I got? 10. Then the bunk bed now got how many space? Bunk bed got 5. But bunk bed got 5, but each bunk bed can sleep 2 people. One top, one bottom, all right? So that means got 10 beds. So 10 people fight for 10 beds. Isn't it? 10 P10. Or for those who write 10 factorial also can because it's the same thing. Isn't it the answer? 3,628,800. Done. This answer, I think, only worth 1 mark. Let's move on to the second part. So the second part, they say what? Student who weigh more than 50 kg are placed in the bottom bed. Wow. Weight sis. Yeah. So guys, isn't it 50 kg more than that? Maybe you're too heavy, okay? Scared, not stable, okay? But here, put you at the bottom, man. So they say, and the twins are placed in the same bunk bed. Okay, maybe I draw for you guys. So bunk bed, isn't it got 5? Isn't it? It's like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? Now, guys, they got 2 requirements. First, they say what? The twins must place in the same bunk bed. So the same bunk bed, let's say is this one. Let's say it's the first one, okay? So the twins must be here, you know. So the twins, actually, you look at it, you already know. It's not like the twins can terbalik, you know, cannot. Because the twins are, my dear, the twins' brother, is it brother? I don't know lah. So one of the twins is 52 kg. So the 52 kg should stay at the bottom. Then the 49 kg should sleep on top. Because you say that it's a requirement, right? So A and B cannot fight one. Their bed is confirmed one, my dear. So other than that, my dear, those who weigh more than 50 kg must place at the bottom. So more than 50 kg is who? This one, this one, this one. Only 3 people, but bottom got 4. So definitely 3 of them sleep on 3 bed already. Another 1 more actually can let the rest of them sleep, okay? So now, what is the working? Okay, guys, all of you guys look. So my dear, of course, the twins is the most pattern one. Let's locate them first, okay? So the twins cannot terbalik. So don't tell me 2P2. Because 2P2, that means both of them can actually interchange between the bunk bed. But actually cannot. The A must sleep on the top bed. 1P1. 1P1 actually no need to write the working, but I write for you guys. Okay, that means the student A will sleep on top. And then the student B will fight for the one bottom spot. So it's only 1P1, 1P1. They sleep already, okay? They already sleep together on that spot. So after they sleep together on that spot already, isn't it EGF? EGH will fight for this bottom 4. But can I 3P4? Cannot. So let the bunk bed fight for them. So 4P3. So 4P3, that means these 4 bottom bed will fight for 3 of them. 4P3, okay? So 4P3, definitely 3 of the bed already occupied. So after they occupied, the rest, do you actually care where they sleep, top or bottom? No. So the rest of them can simply do it together. So the rest got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 more empty. So the 5 more empty, leave for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The rest of the 5 people. So isn't it the rest of the 5 people will be 5P5. I remember the answer at the back, they exactly just do like that. But that is actually not accurate. Why? Because you read at that, they only say the twins placed in the same bunk bed. Same bunk bed, never say first bunk bed. So the bunk bed also got arrangement, am I right? So my dear, if they tell me is this one, the most left bunk bed, okay, this is correct. But actually the twins A, B, they can place here. Isn't it possible they also can place together on the second bunk bed? Or maybe the third bunk bed, maybe the fourth bunk bed, maybe the fifth bunk bed. Isn't it they got placing problem? So that's why for the twins, I feel like they can on the first, second, third, fourth, fifth. This answer, I will times 5. Okay? But of course, it's because the questions never really emphasize nicely. But I will times 5. So my dear, 14,400. That 4 marks. So this one, this one should worth, okay lah. This one, this working 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Just not the top one, another 4. So in total, this whole question worth 8 marks. Done. Can I say or not, my dear? Different with the back, right? Very suspect, right, my dear? So it depends on how you think the question, okay? But that is what I think lah, okay? Move on lah. 5. You can comment below, tell me what you think, okay? Very scared. My dear, let's move on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That next one, 12. They say diagram 9 now. Shows you 6 card letter used in a binomial experiment. Okay? Now they say card is chosen randomly in each Bernoulli trial. Okay? So guys, there's 1 card choose from today. Okay? The card is then replaced. So after you choose, you replace. After you choose, you replace. Okay? So next one. If there are 120 trials, find the expected value for the number of consonants, letters that will be chosen. I don't know whether you guys know which particular chapter this is, but actually you guys should realize this one very important word, my dear. I don't know whether you guys realize it. When I read the whole thing, right, you feel like it's P and C questions, right? But it's not, because they're not asking you to find a number of ways, you know. And most important, I saw this word, binomial. You guys still remember binomial under what? Form 5, chapter 5. That chapter called what? Probability distribution. That chapter only got 2 types. Binomial distribution or normal distribution. Normal distribution need to use the table one. Binomial is always using the formula. So this is actually talking about binomial, okay? So now, my dear, they say a card is chosen and then will be replaced. So A, they say, if there are 120 trial, find the expected value. Do you know what is expected value? Guys, expected value is actually the mean. So they are finding the mean. Do you guys still remember how the mean symbol look like? The mean symbol, guys, look like this. Mean actually have a formula under binomial distribution. Hopefully you guys all remember. Mean equals to NP. So my dear, that means I need the N, I need the P. What is the N? N, it means the total number of trial. They say what? 120 trial. So isn't it N is 120? Easy peasy. Other than n is 120, they say what? Find the expected value of number of consonants letter that will be chosen. So now P stands for what? Probability of success. What is success now, my dear? So now you're finding the expected value. That means how many value you have lah, okay? Which means averagely how many lah, which is the mean now, okay? So do you want to find the mean of the number of consonants? So my dear, P, it should be probability of getting a consonant. Okay? So guys, consonants is what? Vowels is A, E, I, O, U. So do you guys realize vowels got E, got I, and no more? Okay? So consonants is what? C, R, D, K. So consonants actually got how much? 4. Out of total, 6. So isn't it the probability of getting consonants is 2 out of 3? So probability of getting consonants is 2 out of 3. Probability of getting vowels, isn't it, is 1 over 3. Because total probability is always come back to 1, okay? So now they want to find the expected value, which is the mean. Okay, expected value, that means how many you have, which means averagely how many lah, which is the mean. Always remember that, guys. So I got teach you guys before one for my own students. Mean equals to NP. Remember, N is always total number. So whenever you're using total number, right? Total number, you times the probability of a girl. Isn't it you will always get the number of girl? So it means the expected value of girl. So whenever you're using total number times probability of people who pass, isn't it you will know the number of people who pass? Can you guys see that? So that actually means the expected value. So whenever they say find the expected value for something, like how many of this thing happen, that means they're finding the mean, okay? So NP. So N is what? 120 trial. P is probability of success. What is success now? Now the question talking about getting consonants. So consonants, probability of consonants, isn't it 2 out of 3? So guys, 120 times 2 out of 3. I guess getting the answer 80. Done. This working 1 marks, this answer 1 marks. Easy peasy. Let's move on. B. B, they say what? If there are 5 trials. Okay, now this time your N is 5. They say find the probability. Find probability what? Find the probability that the number of consonants letters choose is more than number of vowels choose. That means consonants must more than vowels. So guys, how do I do this one? Okay, I hope you guys know. Based on my understanding lah. That means you take E out, you will replace E. So that means actually the vowels always got 2. The consonants always got 4, okay? So now they say, what is the probability for you to choose consonants more than vowels? Actually, look at the questions, my dear. You guys got 3 consonants, got 3 vowels, correct? But you only get 5 trial. So if you're getting 5 trial, right? How the consonants letters, that means 5 trial, you only choose 5, you know. So you only choose 5. How the consonants letter can be more than vowels there, my dear? So is it possible? Okay, I think, okay, I start from most extreme. So if you have 5 times of picking it, isn't it maybe you get all 5 also consonants, none of the vowels? Make sense, oh? 5 consonants, my dear. So is this consonants more than vowels? Yes. So I think this is the first possibility. Other than 5 consonants, 0 vowels, you also can 4 consonants, 1 vowels. Isn't it consonants still more than vowels? Make sense? Next one, 3 consonants, 2 vowels. Isn't it consonants still more than vowels? Then the next one supposed to be 2 consonants, 3 vowels already. Is this possible to happen? No. So in this case, my dear, you can just focus on either consonants or vowels. Let's say I only focus on consonants. So do you guys realize that means you just need to find probability of consonants bigger and equals to 3 out of the 5. Because you guys get 3 consonants, 4 consonants, 5 consonants. Don't tell me, teacher, then I no need to do vowels. No need. Because when you use the formula of binomial distribution, you see NCR, P power R, Q power N minus R. So they will take probability of consonants power the number of consonants. They will also do probability of vowels. So that means when you use this formula, they will cover the consonants and the vowels together one. So no need to worry, my dear. So just focus on consonants. So now, based on consonants, I know I have 3 consonants, 4 consonants, 5 consonants. So isn't it that means all is bigger and equals to 3. So bigger and equals to 3 include what number? 3, 4, 5. So all the 3, 4, 5 consonants come with the set of the vowels come with 2, 1, 0. So they will include 1, no worries. So isn't it finding the consonants probability for 3, finding the probability for 4, finding the probability for 5. Let's use the formula. So isn't it out of 5 trial, I want 3 consonants. Probability of consonants is what? 2 over 3. How many I have? 3. This is the formula, my dear. Then isn't it probability for vowels? 1 over 3. Power what? N minus R. N minus 1. R isn't it 5 minus 3? 5 minus 3 is actually what? 2. Continue the next one. Isn't it out of 5 trial, you want 4 consonants. Probability of consonants, power the number of consonants. Probability of vowels, power the number of vowels. Plus 5C5. Probability of consonants, power 5. Probability of vowels, power 0. So now let's just press calculator. So 5C3 times 2 over 3 power 3 times 1 over 3 power 2. You guys understand now, my dear? This is probability of consonants because I'm doing consonants now. So this is all consonants, blue color. Then this 1 over 3 is probability for vowels. Vowels. Okay lah, can understand. So plus 5C4 times 2 over 3 power 4 times 1 over 3 plus 2 over 3 power 5. Okay, I guess getting 64 over 81. For those who want to write decimal also can. Both accepted. So this one marks, this working worth 2 marks. And the moment you guys get the probability of vowels, you should get another 1 marks. So 4, 2, and that's all. 6 marks. Dun, 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 done. So far so good, huh? Okay, let's proceed to section B. So section B actually got 3 questions. You just need to choose 2 questions, okay? So question 13, they say, diagram 10 shows the point PQR on the Cartesian plane. So this is actually a Cartesian plane, got x-axis, y-axis. A1, the moment I look at the arrow, I straight away know this question is under Form 4, Chapter 8, which is called what? Vector. So now, A1. Guys, they want to find vector from P walk to Q. Actually, I hope you guys know for vector, right? Normally it's those alphabet with wave, correct? But the official version to write a vector is actually in I and J or vertex or matrix form, okay? So my dear, this thing we call it column vector lah, okay? So for I and J, I in front always represent X. J in front always represent Y. So actually X and Y represent what? So X represent X-axis. X-axis means you walk horizontally. Y represent vertical, Y-axis. Y-axis, that means you walk vertically. So whenever you walk like that, it will depend on how many horizontal line you walk, how many horizontal step you walk, how many vertical step you walk. Then you will reach that place, something like that lah. So my dear, for now, you guys, the question never give you any vector, but they do give you some coordinate. So actually all the coordinate are able to write some vector out. Like for example, what? Like for example, the R coordinate, guys, isn't it -8, -31 over 5, correct? You actually can write out a vector from O to R. O to R will be what? -8i minus 31 over 5j. How you know about that? Because O is origin. Origin is always 0, 0. So 0, 0 go to any places of the coordinate. It's always just copy the coordinate down. Because think about it. X is -8. That means you walk left side 8 step. Because it's negative, so it's left side. If it's positive, it's right side, okay? -31 over 5, that means you walk down. -31 over 5. How you know it's got walk down? Because it's negative. If it's positive, it's walk up. So straight away like that, you guys can write OR vector is actually that. So other than that, you also have coordinate Q. Q isn't it 0, -h. So you're able to write OQ as well, which is 0i, which no need to write, minus HJ. Same for the coordinate R, P. So coordinate P isn't it 4H, 2H. So I'm able to write OP as well. OP will be 4HI plus 2HJ. So with all the vector that you're able to write purely by looking at the coordinate, now the question want to find P to Q. So P, how do I walk to Q? So I don't think I can manually count because the coordinate is not, it's not a legit number, it's with H. That's why I will use the information. So you can from P, walk back to O. And then from O, walk out to Q. Isn't it like that? You will start from P, you will end with Q. So P go to O is actually just terbalik of OP because direction terbalik. So positive 4 become -4. Positive 2H become -2H. Then how about OQ? OQ exactly is just this, -HJ. So -4HI, -2HJ minus 1HJ is -3HJ. That is A1. Let's move on. A2. A2, they say, it's given that PQ is a unit vector. Find the value of H. So guys, for the second part, they want to find H answer. How do I find H answer? They tell me PQ. PQ is a what? They say is the keyword is unit vector, that means what? 1 unit. 1 unit is actually what? 1 unit is actually your magnitude. I hope you guys know magnitude actually means distance. Distance means your panjang. So that means the panjang from P to Q is actually 1. So isn't it from this sentence they just try to tell you the magnitude for PQ? I hope you guys remember magnitude is modulus. Under this chapter, modulus is not always positive. Under this chapter, modulus means magnitude. So the magnitude for PQ isn't it equivalent to 1? Based on the information they give lah. So now, how do you guys terbalik find the H? Super easy. Magnitude got formula one. So magnitude formula is actually square root x squared plus y squared. So isn't it for the magnitude for 1, I know they were equivalent, magnitude for PQ, I know they were equivalent to 1. So now, just need to have the vector for PQ and sub accordingly. So remember, I in front represent your X, which is negative 4H. Put bracket lah because got negative. Then your Y is actually negative 3H. Put a bracket with a square. Square root it, equivalent to 1. So just move around, then you guys can find the H answer. So square root, move it over square. 1, you guys squared it is 1. Negative, negative, positive, 4, 4, 16, H squared. Negative, negative, positive, 3, 3, 9, H squared as well. So this one plus this one will be 25H equivalent to 1. So times 25, move it over, divided by 25. So square, move it over, become square root. So square root 1 over 25, isn't it the answer will be 1 over 5. Done. Okay, normally got plus minus, but quite obvious my H can only be positive since it's on the right side. Therefore, the answer is just 1 over 5. Done. Can? How many marks there? 4 marks. So this working 1 marks, this one 1 marks, this working 1 marks, this answer 1 marks. Easy 4 marks. Let's move on. B. B, they say hence. Here, hence. By using vector, of course, every single thing you're doing vector, show. Gonna write the word shown later on. Show that PQR are collinear. Which word is the key word? Of course, it's the word collinear. Collinear, guys, actually means what? Collinear actually means you are a straight line. And straight line always means the characteristic is what? Parallel. Because whenever you're a straight line, obviously this version, this version, this version, and this version, all of them sharing the same gradient. That's why they are definitely parallel. So whenever you guys see the word collinear, for this chapter, always using lambda. Lambda represent what, guys? Lambda actually represent ratio. Because whenever, right, they say PQR is a straight line. Okay, PQR is a straight line. Whenever you are a straight line, then you actually can have ratio. You never see a non-straight line like that, something like that. Will they have ratio? No. Only a straight line can have ratio, or someone who are parallel only got ratio. So the moment they say they are straight line, 100% they should have a ratio. But of course, we don't know the ratio is how much, right? We're always using lambda to represent the ratio. So the lambda got a lot of way to write because everyone look, this is the straight line. So the straight line will actually tell you who and who parallel. You can actually say RQ and QP parallel. But other than RQ, QP, QP, RQ, it can also be RP. So isn't it got these 3 different lines? So you can mix and match to use whoever you like. So guys, definitely I'm using PQ. Why I say I will definitely using PQ? Because the questions just now, you guys already get the answer for PQ. So definitely one of it I'll using PQ. So PQ, guys, is this blue one. So later on this PQ, I can sub from the previous answer there. Okay. Then another one, I can use either PQ is coming down, everything using coming down. So you can using either QR or PR. So do they provide you any? No, then you're going to find yourself lah. So how do you guys find yourself? So another one, let's say I'm using QR lah. Guys, any of them also can one. Answer same one, okay, guys? Let's say I'm using QR, okay? So now, let me try to sub inside. So PQ is actually negative 4HI minus 3HJ. Another one, I will find in QR. So do the question ever give you QR? No, but never mind, you can find yourself. How do I find QR? Isn't it Q, walk back to O first. And then from O, walk to R. Because all your information actually link to O. So you can walk back to O first. So lambda, how do I get QO? So OQ is this, QO is terbalik. So become HJ, negative become positive. Then OR is actually this one. So then you can copy back. Negative 8I minus 31 over 5J. Okay, until here. Remember, guys, for this particular chapter vector, we always using what method to get rid of other I and J? Compare. And to use compare, right, you must left side 1I, right side 1I. Left side 1J, right side 1J. So when I look at the right side, I think I saw 2J. So I legit only got 1, but J got 2. So these 2J, how to combine? If can combine, I will combine. But one is H, one is unknown. So therefore, we will actually factorize the J out. So if I pull out this J, isn't it I left H here? If I pull out this J, isn't it I left negative 31 over 5 here? Okay, now only I start to open the bracket. Lambda times this, negative 8 lambda I. Then lambda times this, no need to open bracket, my dear. Just write lambda at the back part. And then J. Okay, this is whatever I get so far. And with whatever I have now I think I can compare. So how do you guys compare? Do you guys realize right side you guys got one I, left side you guys got one I. So based on this particular chapter, you guys know that I and I in front, they should be the same. So I in front is negative 8 lambda. This I in front is negative 8h. So negative 4h equivalent to negative 8 lambda. Okay. How about another one? Same thing, also compare. So isn't it left side got 1j, right side got 1j. So same thing, whatever in front of this j and whatever in front of this j will be the same. So negative 3h isn't it equivalent to h minus 31 over 5 lambda. So right after you guys compare, can you guys see just now your equation got I, j, h, lambda, 4 unknown. You move until tomorrow morning, you still have 4 unknown. So I don't think you guys should moving around lah. Eh? Why am I doing this? Guys, sorry, I think you guys try to shout there, right, my dear? I didn't realize I already got my H answer. Why am I still... Never mind. Never mind. You will forgive me one. Guys, our H, we're already getting the answer 1 over 5. We can sub 1 over 5 straight away. Why am I doing so many extra stuff? Sorry, 1 over 5. 1 over 5 minus 31 over 5. So guys, I'm getting negative 6j here. And actually for my left side also I have Ayo, adoi. So negative 4. H is 1 over 5. Negative H is 1 over 5. J. Try to talk to me, right? But I'm not listening, right? Negative 4i minus 3 over 5j. So open bracket, negative 8 lambda I minus 6 lambda j. Okay, like this. So guys, still same as just now, which is compare. So I repeat one more time. So isn't it now you guys got I, J, lambda, 3 unknown. But I, J doesn't mean anything. I just want to prove that. I just want to show that they are collinear. So lambda is the key. So isn't it right side got one I, left side got one I. Right side got one J, left side got one J. Now all you guys need to do is compare them. So I in front and I in front should be the same. So isn't it negative 4 over 5 should equivalent to negative 8 lambda. So lambda under comparison is how much leh? So negative 4 over 5 divided by negative 8. I'm getting, oh, my lambda is 1 over 10. But 1 over 10 is not enough to show that they are parallel. So try to get another lambda as well. So isn't it the one in front of J and the one in front of J again will be the same. So negative 3 over 5 equals to negative 6 lambda. So lambda answer will be negative 3 over 5 divided by negative 6. Are you guys getting the lambda? Oh, also 1 over 10. So you can get the same lambda, 100% they are collinear. But you cannot just write like that, write proven. Nowadays, they don't allow, okay? Nowadays, you need to tell them what is the 1 over 10. So I hope you guys understand. This 1 over 10 is actually a ratio. And it's a ratio for who? Isn't it? It's for this name. So you need to write nicely. What you need to write in the right PQ equals to 1 over 10 QR. So because you write like that, then teacher will understand, oh, the 1 over 10 is actually ratio for PQ over QR. Therefore, you must write like that. And then now I write the word shown that. You understand what mistake I get, guys, just now? Because H is already the answer. I didn't realize I should straight away sub. So that's why I should straight away sub, okay? So my dear, 4 marks. So this one, 1 marks. The moment you guys able to get this equation correctly, 1 marks, okay? When you guys able to compare it correctly, 1 marks, 1 marks. Don't know why it's so easy to get 8 marks, but yeah, very, very easy based on my point of view. Let's move on now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I feel like this paper quite easy. 2024 is quite doable, I would say. It's all basic. It's just testing whether your basic strong enough or not. So question 14, diagram 11.1 shows the relation of 3 set. Relation, Form 4, Chapter 1. Okay, so guys, relation for these 3 set. So I hope you guys can see, they didn't, okay, normally they will draw like that. So now they draw in a triangle form, but it doesn't change anything. Like the concept is the same, okay? So I hope you guys can see this one. Okay. Show you guys, this one is the X. Walking over called F. Then this one, okay? Okay, I don't know whether you guys have this basic, but same as the questions I did before this, okay? My dear, just now got one question also like that. So this one is the starting X. You walk through F, you guys get X minus 2. So you know what you're able to write? The starting is X, so you guys can write X. The bridge that you walk through called F, so it's F. The arrow exactly following that, so F. If it's the balik called F inverse. So X after you cross F become what? X minus 2. So isn't it Fx equals to X minus 2? Okay, this is something you guys should be able to write. Other than this, what else you guys can write? Okay, my dear, wait, I put color for you. This one is for this yellow color one. Okay, other than this yellow color one, isn't it? I got this orange color one. This orange color one, my dear, the starting is what? The starting of this orange color one is X minus 2. So X minus 2, it should be inside the bracket. Okay, that means the object is X minus 2. So X minus 2 cross what? Cross G, isn't it? G is outside. So G X minus 2. So X minus 2 cross G will get what? X squared plus 1. So is it equivalent to x squared plus 1? This is something, if you guys able to write like how I did for the previous questions, like one of the questions in front, paper 1, section A. So isn't it, if you guys understand that object and image, object is always inside the bracket, image is always outside, you should be able to write this information. But this question, other than these two, orange and yellow, actually you should be able to write the green one. So the green one is what, my dear? Okay, so guys, look, I hope you guys have this particular basic where whenever you guys are circle like this, okay, when you first one cross F, second one cross G, do you know if you cross both together, what do we call it? Not FG, GF. The first one you cross called F, we will write behind. The second one you cross G, we will write actually in front, you know. This one first, this one second. If there's a third one, write even in front. Fourth one, fifth one, sixth one. Always from right side, right towards left side. That's always how you guys call the name. So for now, my dear, the first bridge I cross is called F. So that is the first one. And then the second bridge I cross is called G. Isn't it? G should write in front. So actually from here, walk to here, exactly called GF. Because you're going to cross F first and then only cross G. Isn't it that one, the green color one called GF? So this GF, the starting is X. So imagine the starting X. Then the X after cross the green color line GF, they will become what? They will become X squared plus 1. So this is all the information you're able to write if you need it. Okay, so a lot of people can write the yellow one. Orange one maybe cannot. Green color one even worse, maybe cannot. So green color one, they actually do show you, okay, my dear? But you must able to write the name correctly. So crossing F, crossing G is not FG, it's GF. Okay, always remember. So I repeat again, the first one you cross right behind, the second one you cross right in front. So once you guys write the name correctly, let's start from A. They say what? Find GFX. Oh, easy. I think I already prepared. Just X plus 1. Done. 1 marks. B2. Determine the F inverse X. Hence, find the GX. Okay, B2 I do here, yeah? So guys, B2, first thing you want to find F inverse X. Do I have what? I got Fx. So I got Fx. How do I do become F inverse? Isn't it do let Y? Hopefully guys, basic is good. My YouTube to have video about how to change it. This one very basic one. So let Y equals to Fx. So let Y, then your Fx is X minus 2. You stop inside. Remember the slogan, start from single Y and with single X. So minus 2, move it over plus 2. Okay, my X is Y plus 2. So if Y is Fx, now the moment I terbalik them, this is your Fx equation, which is X plus 2. Okay, done it. But is it done? No. After that, they want to find what? They want to find GX. Okay, how do I find GX? I do the working here, yeah? So guys, actually this question never provide me GX. The only thing I know about GX is this one. G bracket X plus 2 equals to X plus 1 plus X squared plus 1. If you guys got learned FIS fort before, where FIS stand for find inside substitute, fort stand for find outside inverse, then this kind of question you should know how to do, my dear. I hope your basic is good. So for this kind of question, don't tell me a teacher open bracket. There's no such thing called open bracket. The X minus 2 is an object. You cannot suddenly open bracket. They are not a times relation. So you cannot open bracket. Don't tell me a teacher then move it over. Cannot move it over also. So this kind of question is actually a void question. Normally a void question is find outside inverse. So whenever you want to find outside, this kind of question need to do inverse. But for now, you don't need to do so many extra stuff. Because you just cannot open bracket. You just cannot move it over. Literally, you cannot do anything. So the only thing you guys can do is make the X minus 2 become Y. So when the X minus 2 become Y, then of course your left side change. Your right side should change also, right? Then your right side should change to what? A lot of students will tell me, teacher, Y squared plus 1. No, you're not changing the X become Y, my dear. You're changing the whole X minus 2 become Y. So your X should become what? So actually, look at it. Your X minus 2 become Y. Actually, the working is here. Can you guys see blue color? X minus 2 become Y. Then that is your working there. Then X minus 2 is become Y, right? Then as a return, the X need to become what? Then you look at the information here. As a return, your X will become Y plus 2. Therefore, the X here, you need to make it become Y plus 2 square. Makes sense, right, my dear? Because that is what you get from the blue color part. And that is actually how you do a void question. So find outside inverse. Inverse always using let Y. So you no need to redo the let Y because you already did it. So I just using the blue color, purple color to know that when X minus 2 become Y, then my X will become Y plus 2. So now all I need to do is expand it. So square, shortcut method, 3 things come out. Y squared, 2, 2, 4. 2 times this, isn't it 4Y in the middle? Isn't it plus 1? So Y squared plus 4Y plus 5. Equivalent to GY. But remember this question want to find GX. So now convert all the Y becoming X. Just like that. Ding, that. Get out, my dear? Wait, I'll see how many marks first. 4 marks. Drawing should be 1. So this one should worth 3 marks. Okay, this one 1 marks. So the moment you guys getting F inverse X 1 marks, just Just now, when you guys able to write gy and letting the x become y plus 2, 1 marks, getting this answer another 1 mark. So far like that, okay? Let's move on. B2. B2, they say, diagram 11.2, bottom here, shows the part of the graph y equals to gx. So you can imagine this graph called y equals to gx. Now they ask you to what? Sketch. Draw. Sketch the graph G inverse. How do you guys draw G inverse? I hope you guys know. Inverse is always terbalik version of the original graph. And terbalik under a reflection. Under what reflection? Guys, it's always under a line called y equals to x. And y equals to x is always like that. But of course, you shouldn't draw like that. You should draw dot dot line. So my dear, like that, okay? It's necessary to show this one because to show this line, teacher will understand, oh, you know what is inverse? Well, so inverse is actually reflection under this line. Don't tell me, teacher, is it possible under different line? No, it's always under this line, y equals to x. And don't tell me, teacher, then y equals to x, can they become like that? No, y equals to x is always like this. Okay, my dear, it cannot slanted other place. No, it's always like that, okay? So how do you guys do it, my dear? So reflection, you know what is reflection, right? So if this is a mirror, if this is the human stand like that, isn't it the reflection should be like this? Correct? So same for now. If the line like this, isn't it reflection should be like this? So if the line like this, isn't it reflection should be like this? You guys understand, no? So now the line is here. You guys imagine it? Now the line is blue color. So the reflection, isn't it should be like this? Now become a purple color one. You see, look at it, quite a light one, my dear. So isn't it like this? This one is called y equals to g inverse x. You must write the inverse x, and you must label correctly. So guys, look, the 0p is like the order pair on the starting just now I taught you guys. So it's like the order pair, the front is actually the object. The back is always the image. So whenever your original, your object image, right, when I become inverse, my one will object image will switch place. So when they switch place, right, this coordinate will become P0. For those who thinking, how teacher, I don't understand why can switch place. I tell you some basic, okay? You think about it. Whenever I draw some arrow diagram, if the starting is 2, the ending is 3, isn't it walking over called F? We call it F2 equals to 3, correct? Then when we walk backward, what do we call it? F inverse. Make sense? And then F inverse, that time you actually start from 3. So isn't it 3 walk F inverse, you will get back 2. Make sense, right? Whatever I say, right? And look at it. The object is 2, the image is 3. Isn't it the coordinate supposedly to be 2, 3? But when you terbalik that time, do you realize your object become 3, your image become 2? Isn't it the coordinate become 3, 2? So actually, right, whenever the coordinate is 2, 3, whenever you're talking about inverse of them, actually the coordinate will just switch their spot. So the object will literally become the image will become the object, and that is your brand new coordinate for walking backwards. So always when the coordinate is 0p, if they tell you inverse, then they will straight away become P0. So the spot just switch, okay, my dear? Done drawing this correctly, easy, 1 marks, okay? So now this question still have C. C, they'll find what? F square x, F cube x, F power 4x, and find F power 75x. Okay, never mind, I do the fx first. So guys, fx, let's look at the question first. So on the top, fx equation is what? Okay, I write back. Fx equation is x minus 2. So now the first one, they'll find f square x. Okay, let's start from that. F square, isn't it, is f of x, double. Okay, right? Then the first step is separate it. After separate it, always sub the inside one, x minus 2. Can I open bracket? No, you must always remember the object is x minus 2. This is not a times relation. Cannot open bracket one. So cannot open bracket. This thing is actually what? This thing is actually called fx. So fx equation using back the same one, which is still x minus 2. But of course, you cannot write x minus 2 lah. If you are pink color fx, you write x minus 2. But now you are this blue color one. So this blue color one, do you guys realize the x become x minus 2? So I will take an eraser, erase off this x. This x now should become x minus 2. Because your top x become x minus 2, so my one also should become x minus 2. So x minus 2 minus 2 isn't it minus 4? Okay, guys, I done getting f square x lah. So now this question not enough for, they also wanted me to find f cube x. So f cube x is actually f(f(f)x. But I don't think I want to do the same thing for 3 times, my dear. Just now f square is okay lah, but f(f)(f) got 3. So is there any other options? Yes. Actually, you know what? You guys already have fx. You guys also got f square. If you guys already got f power 1, f power 2, isn't it together, they will become f power 3. So you guys can write f square x. For those who want to do f square fx also can. Answer same one. No worries, okay? So that's why the first step is what? Separate. After separate, sub the inside first. So f square x is what? Is here. Isn't it x minus 4? After that, can I open bracket? No. I repeat again, this is actually the original name. And the original name called fx. Isn't it fx equation is x minus 2? So I repeat again, if you're pink color, you write pink color, okay. But you're blue color. So your blue color, isn't it the x actually should change? The x will actually change to what? Change to x minus 4. So x minus 4 minus 2, isn't it x minus 3 and minus 6? Done. Okay, this is f cube x. So after f cube x, now do f power 4x. F power 4 is what? F, or F cube F1, or F square F square. I do F square F square lah, okay? Answer same one, no worries, okay? First step is what? Separate. After separate, sub the inside first. Inside is what? The F square X. F square X is indeed X minus 4. After that, can I open bracket? No. But remember lah, cannot open bracket, but the original name of this is still F square X. So F square X is still this equation, which is X minus 4. So if they're pink, you write pink, okay. But now you're blue. So blue become F square X minus 4. So your X become X minus 4. Therefore, this X also become X minus 4. Rub it off and write X minus 4. So minus 4 minus 4, guys, isn't it minus 8? Done. So F power 4X answer, isn't it X minus 8? Okay, done again. So I done whatever they asked me to do. No need to draw a box lah, but I just draw a box just in case you guys couldn't realize it, okay? And now they say hence, find F power 75X. Okay, my dear. For those who got basic or you watched my video before, you guys should know I already, okay, I got tell you guys before, whenever they're telling you something, they want to find a function that's so far away. Normally it's because they come to a rotation. But is this question come to a rotation? No. Come to a rotation, you must reach what? You must reach X. For those who don't know, you can watch back my video, my dear. Normally, they walk, like two of them, okay, maybe one of them, they have an answer. Two of them, they have another answer. Three of them, they have another answer. Or maybe, okay, I don't know. Maybe fourth one, they come back to X. The moment you come back to X, that is what? You start to map onto itself. Do you guys still remember? Object X, image X, that means you come for a loop. So when you come for a loop, if the fourth one is X lah, then you know the fifth one is what? The fifth one is actually come back to the starting. And then the 6, 7, 8, and then 9, 10, 11, 12. They will keep looping between these four. How I know they come to a loop? When you can get an answer called X. Okay, my dear? So sometimes it's not necessary must be the fourth one. So sometimes maybe the third one, you guys already can get an X. So if the third one, you guys already get an X, that means you guys have these three functions, and this is already a loop. So you just keep rotate among these three. So that means power 1, power 2, power 3, and then power 4, power 5, power 6, power 7, power 8, power 9. You want to understand better, you can watch back the video lah, okay? So this is how I know they're coming back to a loop. But this question, do you get an answer called X? No. So please don't tell me, teacher, they come to a rotation. No, I don't see any rotation because I don't get any X answer. And my answer actually only keep increasing, you know. So normally, I think you guys got to do a lot of homework where you guys should know that this kind of thing, they will actually have a standardized pattern. You just need to discover the pattern. So what is the pattern? I think quite obvious because it's minus 4, minus 6, minus 8. So do you guys realize it's just like keep plus 2 like that, minus 2 like that, okay? So what can I write, my dear? I can write like that. So F power nx. Okay, you should write a power n, okay? So F power n, of course the x is still there, okay? You can see all the x is still there, okay? The only thing that changed is the back one. So what number sub inside can make it 4, 6, 8 leh? I think it's 2n. For those who don't trust me, you can fact check a bit. So my dear, you see, when I'm 2, if I'm 2, I'm x minus 2 bracket 2. Isn't it x minus 4? Same more. Then if I'm 3 leh? If I'm 3, isn't it x minus 2 times 3? 2 times 3, isn't it 6? Same more. If I'm f power 4, f power 4, isn't it x minus 2 bracket 4? Isn't it x minus 8? Same more. So my dear, as long as you check like that, it's the same, like based on whatever they say, then quite obvious this equation makes sense. So if this equation makes sense, my dear, now I want to find what? F power 75x. Quite easy. Just need to what? Sub 75 inside. So 75x equivalent to x minus 2 times 75. So the answer is, isn't it x minus 150? Done. 3 marks. You know what is the 3 marks? I saw the marks, my dear. The back one, they didn't give you the marks. This answer, they give you 1 mark. This answer, you get 1 mark. You're able to write the Fn equation correctly, another 1 mark. And this question worth 8. Quite easy, oh? Hopefully you think it's easy. My dear, now, last question of the day. Let's move on. Question 50. They say, diagram 12 shows a square and rectangle. I can see that. Given that the sum of the area of the shape is more than 8 meters square, using table method, guys, I saw the word table method. I straight away know it's under Form 4, Chapter 2. And if you guys watch my video for 2023 came out table method. This 2024 continue came out table method, which I never expect about that, okay? So now they say find the range of values of x. Range, your answer definitely got bigger, smaller sign. How do I do it? First thing, they only give you one thing. They say, given the sum of the area is more than 8. I think this is the only information you guys have. So I think it's definitely using this. So sum of the area. How do I find area? Sum, it means total. So total of area, isn't it the square one plus the rectangle one were more than 8, correct? How do I find area for square? Isn't it square area is always height times base, where the height and the base, because they are square, so four sides always same. So that's why the formula is always x squared. Okay, and now I write height square. Then for rectangle, it's always height times base. Isn't it more than 8? Okay, so now the side called what? X, so it's x squared. For this one, is this one times this one. Isn't it height is x, base is 2x plus 10. Isn't it bigger than 8? Okay, now let's open the bracket. So x squared. X times 2x is actually 2x squared. X times 10, isn't it, is 10x, bigger than 8. What do they look like? I think they look like a general form. Always make your starting positive 3x squared plus 10x plus 8, move it over minus 8. Can simplify, but quite obvious cannot lah. So I share with press calculator. Mode, 1 right side 2. So do you guys first x answer getting 2 over 3? Second x answer, do you guys getting negative 4? So 3x minus 2 and then x plus 4. Okay, I'm getting these two answer. Please don't stop here. Why don't stop here? Because the question never asking you for this kind of answer. I want a range answer. Range answer always got bigger, smaller sign. So usually, talking about usual, usually how do you guys find the range of x? So whenever you guys got two answers, your x answer should be bigger than one of it, smaller than another one. But I don't know bigger than which one, smaller than which one. So let me talk about a normal method that you guys normally do. So now you guys realize your A is positive. So normally your A is positive, you guys draw what? Happy face. Now, there's a two value, negative 4 and 2 over 3. Negative 4 isn't it bigger a bit? 2 over 3. Negative 4 isn't it smaller? 2 over 3 isn't it bigger? So smaller number always put on the left, bigger number always put on the right. And normally what you guys will do? Sketch, my dear. So isn't it now the equation bigger than 0? So 0 is here. Bigger is where? Up. So my dear, you will sketch up. So when you look at up, can you see a bowl shape? No. So you guys will sketch the side. So I can straight away tell you the answer is x smaller than negative 4 and x bigger than 2 over 3. They put equal sign, you put equal sign. If they doesn't, this is your answer. But is this the method they want? No. Even though that is the answer, but that is not the method they want to see. So I hope you guys know that this method called graph sketching method. And that is your favorite method. Okay? But this question actually asking you to use table method. So second method called table method. There's actually one more method called what? Called number line method. You guys better know each and every single type. I do have video about that. I think it's a seminar video. Is it? I'm not too sure. Maybe you guys can search. Okay, I got playlist about it. Okay, so graph sketching method, number line method, and table method. So this question already say must use table method. Actually, I think graph sketching method is the easiest. Obviously, that's the reason we're always using that. Number line method is the second easiest. Table method is not very hard. It's just a lot of things to draw based on my point of view lah. So my dear, now let's try to draw a table out. So the table is always come together with line like this. You draw 4 line, 4 column, 4 row, 4 column. Okay. So my dear, how do you guys write it out? Okay, my dear. So you must remember, you will divide them into parts. So now you know the x is negative 4 and 2 over 3. So based on this drawing, of course you don't need to draw, you just need to use your brain to think. So negative 4 is here, 2 over 3 is here. Isn't it they will divide everything to 3 parts? Can you guys see my blue color? So the left side part called what? Called x smaller than negative 4. Seriously, the left side is all smaller than negative 4. Same like your number line method. Then the right side here is actually those who bigger than 2 over 3. Then for those who the middle, isn't it x bigger than negative 4, smaller than 2 over 3. Okay, so this is whatever you guys able to write. And then now, always for this, right, table method, you will need to write plus minus for all of them. How you know whether it's plus minus? So normally, they are using these two brackets to justify. So how do they justify based on these two brackets? They always first bracket put on one of it, second bracket put on another one, and then they will combine both together. Okay, I show you the working out, my dear. So guys, how do you now guys know positive, negative? Guess no, you will sub. So guys, substitution, the working no need to show but I show you okay, my dear. So first, I checking this spot. So this spot, how do I know 3x minus 2 should be positive or negative? So it depends on the starting. The starting, you tell me what? The title on top, you tell me x must smaller than negative 4. So what number is smaller than negative 4? Don't tell me negative 3. Negative 3 is bigger than negative 4, my dear. You see? Negative 4 is here. Isn't it this part is negative 3? Correct? So negative 4 left side should be negative 5, negative 6, negative 7, negative 8. Okay, you can use any of them. Let's say I'm using negative 5. So guys, if I'm using negative 5, isn't it will be 3 bracket negative 5 minus 2. So you can press calculator. 3 bracket negative 5 minus 2. I guess getting negative 17. So guys, I get the answer. Wait, I get the answer negative 17, right? That means this part is negative. Okay, just put a negative. Okay, try both the bottom one, my dear. The bottom one is what? Negative, because I sub negative 5, right? I continue sub negative 5. The bottom one is negative 5 plus 4. Negative 5 plus 4 is what? Negative 1. Isn't it? This is negative. So actually, the third row, no need to press calculator already, because eventually it will be this times this. So negative times negative, isn't it? This one will become a positive. Okay, now let's go to the next one. This one they say, my dear, this one, what value should I sub inside? Same concept. This one, you know, x must bigger than negative 4, smaller than 2 over 3. So in between got what whole number? Not necessarily must sub whole number lah, but normally I like to sub whole number. So in between negative 4 to 2 over 3, I got negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0. So let's say I like 0. I sub 0 and see. So my dear, when I sub inside here, I sub 3, 0, minus 2. I get negative 2. So I think this is a negative. Another one, sub here. So this one is this row, which is 0 plus 4. 0 plus 4 is 4. 4, isn't it a positive? So negative, positive, combined together, isn't it, is a negative. For those who don't understand, my dear, you just rewatch this part, you will understand one. I just sub inside, nothing fancy one, okay? I just based on the title, knowing what value to sub based on the row. Understand or not? This number to sub into this equation. This number to sub into this equation. This number to sub into this equation. But of course, the third row no need to really sub inside, because it's just combination of these two. Okay, my dear? For those who don't know where the yellow color one where these two come from, these two come from the yellow color one. All these three come from the yellow color one. Okay, it's always based on the equation. And now let's look at the last one. So x more than 2 over 3. Actually, more than 2 over 3 got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, my dear, I scared you guys always feel like, teacher, is it necessary must sub 1? No, you can sub any number. Let's say I try 5. 5 also can more than 2 over 3, right? So this one, if I sub 5 inside, 3, 5 minus 2, isn't it I'm getting 13, which is what? Positive. Next one, this one, isn't it 5 plus 4, which is what? 9, which is actually positive. Positive, positive, positive. So the bottom, isn't it, is a positive. So now finally you guys drawing the table out already. This table exactly worth 1 mark with all the correct positive, negative inside, with everything listed correctly, my dear. So this one already get 1 mark, but this is not the answer yet, because I'm going to choose whether my answer is a positive answer or a negative answer. So how I know my answer is a positive answer or negative answer? Therefore, my dear, you need to check whether your answer should be positive or negative. How do you guys know whether it's positive or negative? I hope you guys know. You are based on this. And this one is this row. This row, that means based on this row value. So this row got positive, got negative. So you're going to check whether you should be positive or negative. How do you guys know that, my dear? Based on the sign. Always is based on the sign, my dear. So now look, this blue color highlighted, bigger than 0. So if you bigger than 0, isn't it you should be a positive value, only you can bigger than 0. Make sense, right? Therefore, you will choose the positive one under the blue color column. So under the blue color column, positive is the left side one and the right side one. So the left side one answer is what? X smaller than negative 4. Don't tell me, teacher, how you know? Hello, the left side one, your title is X smaller than negative 4. That means X smaller than negative 4 lah. Then for the right side one, the positive is X bigger than 2 over 3. Just like that. I remember the table together with the answer 1 marks. This working itself 1 marks, 2 marks. And guys, most important, do you guys realize this answer and the one I using graph sketching method, is it the same answer? Yes, of course need to be same answer lah. Okay, my dear. So this one you need to do very fast. Only 2 marks, yet so many things to write. That means you need to write very fast. They will expect you guys already have the knowledge. Okay, let's move on. B. B, they say a quadratic equation. This one. Wait a quadratic equation, this one, where such that P is a constant. Before I start, I want to say the equation like that, not very nice, because equation for general form equation should equals to 0. So every single thing, let's say I move it to one side first. So minus 4p, move it over plus 4p. Okay, I think this is such a nice general form. Now, let's start from the first one. First one, they say, find the range of values of p. I repeat again, range, that means your answer should have bigger, smaller sign. They say, if the equation has imaginary roots. Okay, my dear, the keyword is what? Imaginary roots. I hope you guys all know imaginary roots. That means, is it a real answer? No. That means you have a fake answer. Fake answer, that means what? No real roots. This one actually same meaning as no real roots. Because the real one is real one. Real one is opposite of imaginary lah. So when you have imaginary, that means you have no real one. So that's why this has no real roots. And no real roots will let you remember what formula? B squared minus 4AC smaller than 0. I hope you guys know it's under this discriminant formula. B squared minus 4ac smaller than 0. So what's my B? My B, isn't it, is 3. What's my A? My A, isn't it, will be 1. What's my C? My C, isn't it, will be 4p, smaller than 0. So 9 minus 16p, smaller than 0. I don't like negative. I'll move it over. So therefore, my P answer will be what? Times 16, move it over, divide by 16. Isn't it 9 over 16? Done. That is my P answer. They want a range? That is a range, my dear. So this working 1 marks, this answer 1 marks. There you go, 2 marks. Let's move on. Second part. Second part should work 4, my dear. They say, it's given that the equation has the roots. Okay, my dear, the keyword is what? Roots. Roots always means what? X1, X2. I hope you guys all know. Roots actually always means X1, X2. So they try to tell me this green color equation, my dear, put color for you. This green color equation, their X1, X2 is alpha and beta. That's what they say, okay? It's not something I created. Next one, they say form. Ask me to form. Form a quadratic equation. So there's an equation that you don't know, okay? Form a quadratic equation which the roots, okay guys, another word roots. Roots, I repeat again, it will still represent x1, x2. But this time the x1, x2 different with just now the x1, x2. Now this x1, x2 is alpha minus beta plus 1. And beta minus alpha plus 1. Okay, my dear? So now, all the roots question using what method to do? SOR, POR. Hopefully you guys don't lost the memory about this. But of course, my dear, there are 2 different roots. So you should do 2 separate SOR, POR. So guys, I do the green color one first. So I hope you guys all remember the formula. So for SOR, the formula is, I write for you, but it's not provided one. So SOR stands for sum of root. Root is x1, x2. Sum of roots, that means x1 plus x2. Equivalent to negative b over a. Okay? So now, let me sub inside first. Your x1, x2 is alpha, beta. So alpha plus beta. Equivalent to negative, your B is 3, your A is 1. Isn't it 3 over 1? Okay, from here, I know alpha plus beta equals to negative 3. Don't know how to use, never mind. At least you have that first, okay? After SOR, let's do POR. POR, guys, isn't it, is x1 times x2. Because POR stands for product of roots. Product means multiply, times. So x1 times x2 equals to C over A. My x1 is alpha, my x2 is beta. Isn't it alpha times beta? Equivalent to my C. My C is 4p over A. My A is 1. So 4p over 1. Okay, my dear? So isn't it alpha times beta equivalent to 4p? Okay, that is why I know about my SOR, POR for green color side. Now, let's do blue color side. So blue color side also say, my dear, still need to do SOR, POR. Don't tell me, teacher, I cannot use just now that one. No, just now that one roots is alpha, beta. Now your roots is alpha minus beta plus 1. Beta minus alpha plus 1. Different, right? So going to redo. So my dear, remember, still the same formula, which SOR stands for sum of roots, which is alpha plus beta equals to negative b over a. So now your alpha is what? Your x1 is what? Alpha minus beta plus 1. Then your x2 is what? Beta minus alpha plus 1. Then what is your ABC? Guys, you don't have your ABC. A lot of students wrong. It's because they sub the green color ABC inside. You shouldn't. The green color one is for the green color roots. And the green color roots guys, is this x1, x2. And now yours is blue color one. Then what is your equation? Your equation is actually finding. They ask you to find. So actually you don't have. So you don't have, don't panic, my dear. Just don't do the left, right side. Just solely focus and doing the left side, okay? So now, alpha minus alpha. No more alpha. Negative beta plus beta. No more beta. Whoa, easy. 1 plus 1, isn't it 2? Okay, I got it. My SOR is actually just a number 2. Okay, let's try POR. So guys, POR, same formula, yeah? So remember, x1 times x2 equals to C over A. So what is your x1, x2 for the blue color one? Your x1 for blue one is alpha minus beta plus 1. Your x2 for blue color one is beta minus alpha plus 1. Then what is your ABC for blue color one? Don't have. I repeat again why you don't have. Because you are finding the equation. Therefore, you really don't have. And you cannot go and steal your neighbor's ABC. Your neighbor's is green color. It's only for green color roots. You are blue color. You're going to use your blue color ABC. But you don't have blue color ABC, so don't have. So now, let's do this. How to expand this? Actually, it's usual step. It's just longer a bit. So alpha times beta, alpha beta. Alpha times negative alpha square. Alpha times 1, alpha. Next one, negative beta times beta, negative beta square. Negative beta times negative alpha, positive, because negative, negative, positive. Alpha times beta, alpha beta. Negative beta times 1, negative beta. Continue, my dear. 1 times beta, 1 beta. 1 times negative alpha, 1 times 1, 1. This is what you guys will get when you guys expand it slowly. So my dear, now, alpha beta plus alpha beta, I think I get 2 alpha beta. Negative alpha square is alone. I continue right down. Negative beta square also alone. I continue right down. So alpha minus alpha, isn't it 0? No more alpha. Negative beta plus beta, isn't it 0? I just left plus 1. I think this is what I have. But the problem is I don't think I want alpha beta. I want the equation. So alpha beta should disappear. So alpha beta actually can disappear. What? Very easy. Because alpha beta is this information. Isn't it, guys? I can share this up 4p. It can actually come from the previous information. Okay, my dear. So don't tell me, teacher, I thought just now that one cannot use. Just now that one, you cannot use the ABC. You cannot use the X1, X2. But under the same question, right? So they are unknowns for alpha and the value for beta, the value will be the same one. Therefore, if they tell you alpha beta is 4p, so here the alpha beta, you can also sub 4p. Then the problem is the back one. How do I do this one? I don't have negative alpha square minus beta square. I only got alpha plus beta. I don't have those with square. So square, what can you do? Factorize. How can you factorize, my dear? There's actually a formula. Don't know whether you guys all remember, but you guys all should learn this formula before, which is this. Alpha plus beta square minus 2 alpha beta will always equivalent to alpha square plus beta square. So guys, this is the formula. Okay? So guys, remember this is the formula. Actually, there's another one. Same thing, but the plus become minus. When inside the plus become minus, outside the minus become plus. So actually also same thing one, okay? So it depends on which one you want to use lah, okay? So my dear, now to use this, if I want to use this pink color formula, I must have alpha square plus beta square. Now I am negative alpha square minus beta square. The negative very annoying. What can I do? Pull out. If I pull out the negative, isn't it everyone become positive? Can you guys all see that? So now this one is 8p minus. So can you guys see this alpha square plus beta square? Isn't it look like this one? Can use the formula lah. Use which one? Of course, use the top one. Because the top one can have alpha plus beta. I only got information for alpha plus beta. I'm using the top one. So based on the top one, guys, it will be alpha plus beta square minus 2 alpha beta plus 1. Okay? Now, let's try to sub inside. 8p minus alpha plus beta. Wait, I highlight for you guys. Alpha plus beta. Isn't it this pink color one? Negative 3p. Okay? Negative, positive, still negative. Negative, negative, this one positive. Positive 2 alpha beta. This alpha beta, sub the yellow color one. Isn't it 4p? Can you guys see that? Plus 1. Okay, I already opened the big bracket. So 8p minus negative 3, you squared it, is 9. Plus 8p plus 1. Correct, my dear. So now, 8p plus 8p, isn't it 16p? Okay, and then this one, negative 9 plus 1, isn't it negative 8? Okay, that is my POR. So after I done that, do I get full marks already? No, they asked me to what? Form a quadratic equation. So guys, after you guys done the blue color SOR POR, remember to form back the equation. How do you guys form back the equation? Actually, SOR POR, other than these two formula, which is SOR formula and POR formula, they still got one more. When you only use it when they want to form an equation. And now is the time. So the formula is like that. X squared minus SORx plus POR equals 0. Guys, it's again not provided. Memorize it, okay? So my dear, x squared minus, my SOR I already get it, 2. My POR I already got it, 16p minus 8 equals 0. And guys, that nothing I can do already. That is exactly how the answer look like. So this one worth 1 mark. When you're able to write this formula out correctly, they give you 1 mark for this. So when you combine the SOR together, getting a 1 marks. And then this one, you're writing the times together, getting 1 marks. I think forming, okay lah, no. Writing the times together, get 1 marks. 6 plus 2, this whole question worth 8 marks. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. I hope you guys understand everything I say. This 2024 paper really not very hard, just testing a lot of basic. So hopefully you guys understand. Please comment below to tell me whether you guys understand or not, okay? And then best if you guys can like lah, okay, my dear. No need you to share. Like will do, okay? And remember, try your best to understand. If I'm way too fast, just pause me and digest first, okay? See you guys next time. Bye-bye.